Hey guys, welcome back to Chord Dave Live here on a Saturday night, and I just lost a crap load of comments, so bear with me while I try to get everything back. That should be there since the beginning because it literally just, as soon as I went live, took everything away. Um, so let me see what we've got. Damn it, it doesn't appear to be bringing stuff back. Um, all right, sorry guys, I'm where it's not. There's still a lot of comments there, but where I'm starting at, um, unfortunately, because they just appear to have disappeared, is about 10 minutes into the chat there. So give me 2 seconds. I want to see, can I bring the chat back up another way? Um, oh man, that sucks. Anyway, how are you all doing? It's another Saturday night, and there's another couple of big YouTubers streaming live, guitar YouTubers. Not that you should go there, but surprised you're here. Anyone's here because of that. So thanks for joining me. It's super cool of you to do so. Let me see if I can bring down the sound on this and bring up the comments. No, it's not going to show me them there either. All right, sorry guys, I'm going to have to just jump in from where I was seeing the comments. Let's see, can I pop them here? Yeah, that's way out, that one. Okay. Right, so yet another issue. And all right, we're way back. So I'm going to start here. The first comment I have, guys, sorry about this, is John Bratt, who says, I think I've learned more about guitars from Phil McKnight than most guitar info channels. So that's the first comment I have. You want to check in the comments there how far into it I have got. You might want to repost a comment if you had entered anything before that. So thanks YouTube for messing it all up. And now it's brilliant. It's just deleted even more. Fantastic YouTube. You're just doing a stellar job. Anyway guys, thanks for joining me. It is Saturday night. It's Chord Dave Live and Sláinte. Yes, it's a new beer this week. It's Fuller's Honey Dew. Because some of y'all need to get new jokes about beers. Just I'm sure a lot of people drink the same beer all the time, but hey, it's fine. I don't like get frustrated with it. It's all good. Anyway, let's roll on. Where's my comments and everything gone? I'm rolling on from here. Where am I? It's actually freaking out on me. So now I've got less and less comments, or maybe I have more comments. I don't know. Jesus, this has gone really bad. So this is the first time this has gone really bad. Let's see. I'm just trying to get this all back. It's not there. Anyway, guys, I'm so sorry. All the chats again, as I've said, are just all over the place. So we've got I've got here, it says Todd saying Marsha Ozzy is doing very well, best beyond best expectations. Last I heard, which was 2 days ago, I keep close tabs on the Madman as I have since 1982. I like the video, but it's not his best work for sure. So I did see Marsha had posted a comment about Ozzy's new album, or not new album, his new song got dropped, I think yesterday, the day before. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I mean, as Todd says, not his best work that he's ever done. But hey, it's nice to have him put out something. I know he's been in hospital recently, so thankfully he's still with us and putting out music, which is pretty cool. Jeff Beck's on it, right? Can't complain about that. So there we go. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Todd is a huge Ozzy fan. If I remember correctly, Todd, you even dressed as Ozzy for Halloween one year when you were younger. Quite cool to do that. Yeah, not many Ozzy people or Ozzy Osbourne's gone around Halloween in my neighborhood. John Brad says, how many people here own the Woodstock DVD? I used to, for sure. I don't own many DVDs anymore. I got rid of most of them. It's just all digital now. Mostly, streaming services. That's where I watch most of my flicks and stuff now. But yeah, most of that stuff I think is readily available online. A lot of it's on YouTube, the likes of Woodstock and all that kind of stuff. Let me see what we've got here. Ryan says, little late here, Scott. And I presume that's in relation to another comment. Sorry about that. Grandpa Joe is here, says hello. Nice to see you, Grandpa Joe. Hope you're doing well. And let's see, anyone own the band's last Waltz DVD? That was another one that I had in my collection at one point, yeah. Do I still have it? I don't know. There's stuff, because I don't really use DVDs anymore. So I have stuff here somewhere in boxes, but that is a very cool one. A very, very cool one. If you haven't seen it. Anyone out there? Marcia says, thank you to Todd for the update. I didn't have the chance to look back after the initial update. I didn't say it was his best. He really knocked it out. For all that's been enduring, I totally listened again. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, Ozzy set pretty high standard, so it's hard to hit those heights at his age. But yeah, it's pretty good. It was an interesting tune. Like, it's not bad at all. What's it called? Patient something or other. Anyway, it's a decent one. Liked it. Scott says, anybody get a new guitar? No, but I had the opposite. As you guys will have seen during the week, I sent a guitar back, which is always a disappointing day. So yeah, Gold Glory has gone back, and if you want to know why, you can check out this video here, which, let me just make sure that's popping up. It is returning the Gold Glory. So yeah, my reasons pretty much were the finish was terrible. Around the edges, just seeing jagged lines over pretty much around the whole exterior surrounding of the gold top, and the top didn't look great either. Look, maybe it was at the end of the can of paint and they didn't want to refill it or whatever. I know they didn't use spray cans, but it just didn't look great. It wasn't a good finish job. The scraping on the binding was absolutely horrendous. I think hopefully you saw it a little bit in the video. It was just like jagged edges. It was like, yeah, you'd get a 15-year-old, teach them how to do scraping binding, and they do a better job in 10 minutes. So yeah, it wasn't good. It was the same front and the back, big, huge gaps, big, huge differences. So I just was like, hey, I'll send it back. I know I saw some people asking what I'm going to get instead of it. Haven't decided. I might go the crazy wacky route and get something wild and stupid. I might buy a BB King Lucille if I can get my hands on a white one. And I know I don't usually like white guitars, but because that's a limited one, Muddy H2O has been trying to get me to buy that for the last couple of weeks now. And I might just hold out to get something completely different in a couple of months' time. So we'll see. But yeah, check out that video. It's interesting. It's a nice guitar, and it's got one of the rarest things on YouTube: me playing guitar. So there you go. The guitar channel that doesn't really play guitar is it has some guitar playing in it in that video at least. So there you go. That's my story. But new guitars soon, hopefully, and new other guitars. Marsha says he's definitely changed his tune, pun intended. All right, I'll let that one slide. As always, to keep his music fresh, plus Jeff Beck collab. I really liked the video production too. Yeah, video production was pretty cool on that one. I liked it. Yeah, all around, I only watched it the once, so off the top of my head, which my initial thoughts were that it was trying to recreate a different, like an old sound, but still, I mean, that's what you do. Todd is our Ozzy Osbourne aficionado, I think. He says, yeah, it's a good one. Just missed the old classic days before time did its work. Yeah, sure. Absolutely did its work. I love and admire him, and Sharon is nuts, but she's the reason he is still above ground. That's true. That's true. Yeah, Sharon is nuts. And yeah, without Sharon, I think he'd be long gone, to be quite honest. So yeah, good for Sharon, keeping him around. John says, how many of us own a Spinal Tap DVD? No. Again, it's one that's, I think, always on the digital services now, so they're all going. And my brother has a movie YouTube channel, so he has subscriptions to all of the services. So if I need to check something out, I just call him. But also, I think I might have a digital copy of that anyway. Anyway, it might even be in a small collection of DVDs I do still have. Let me see. Ryan says, not today, but my LP custom is on its way. Should have it for the weekend. Very cool. Yeah, look, Les Paul Customs, getting a lot of love lately. Guitaristas did a video on the Epiphone Les Paul Custom a couple of weeks ago, and that was very cool. And if you haven't seen the Guitaristas video on this week, which they put out a video every Friday, it's a Flying V, and it's very cool. They've done a good job, as they always do. I genuinely think that channel puts out the best guitar content on YouTube. So check out their video on their Flying V that they've added. It's another old one, and I'll have, because they put their old Flying V video out this week, I'm going to keep mine back for another week. So next weekend I'll put that out, like next for Thursday, maybe Thursday, Friday. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. But it's nearly ready. I have to reshoot some stuff with the fancy camera. It didn't quite work. I see, Marcia says the whole family is nuts, but that's a good nuts. They love each other hard, false and all. I commend that. Yeah, Osborne's, I mean, they should never have done that TV show. Just made everyone see how crazy they were. And Glenn Bailey is here. Nice to see you, Glenn, as it always is. I think that's the first comment I've seen. No, it's not. But anyway, good to have you here as always, Glenn. Says Todd, you're right, Sharon. If not for her, he would have left us a long time ago. I believe so. I believe so. Anne is here. Nice to see you, Anne. And thanks for popping in. And by the way, anyone, if I missed your comment, I apologize. But yeah, let me know that you're here. Good to see you, and good to have everybody who comes back weekly. I appreciate that so much. Mer says they've been through a lot of ups and downs as a family, yet they've always seemed to remember what's important. Sharon is the glue, but they each add ST. I think we know what that means. That makes families dysfunction function. Interesting. Glenn says, think Dave will have a new brand of beer tonight. He'd been nursing that 6-pack for 9 shows. Seriously, what's the obsession with the beer? Like, I mean, is it like, I don't know. I don't get it. Like, you know, beer comes in a 24 box here, so 6-packs don't generally get purchased. Anyway, it is a new brand of beer. Thanks for calling that out before I got here. Yeah, the old beer. So it always makes me wonder about you guys. But anyway, Sláinte again. Now, anyway, if anyone here didn't check it out, have a look. If you like Ozzy or Jeff Beck, you'll probably enjoy the new song drop. Yeah, that's true. It's a very cool thing. And it's always nice to have new music. There's some bands out there that could do with putting out some new stuff instead of touring around the world with the same shit for like another world tour. Not specifically pointing a finger at Guns N' Roses, but there you go. Scott very importantly points out, for anyone new here, you must subscribe and wait 1 minute before you can post in chat. It's the greatest chat ever, and please be respectful to others. Yeah, that's true, although we'll see what happens. Scott, do us OG folk have to also be respectful? We didn't start off that way. Well, Marcia, just do your best. Just do your best. It's okay. We'll let some things slide. It's okay. Glenn says, I never saw Ozzy. I saw Black Sabbath twice. Ronnie James Dio was fronting them. Amazing singer, but I never saw Ozzy. Yeah, I never saw Ozzy either. Don't think I'll get the chance to now, but yeah, that would have been cool to see Dio as well. So pretty sad never got to see him either. Scott is right. We are pretty okay. Some of you are okay. Come for Dave, stay for Dave, and the crazy fun chat. Yeah, the chat is the best part of the whole live stream. It gets incredibly fun in there. Lots of good stuff, lots of crack, and lots of jokes, and lots of people not taking themselves too seriously, which is my favorite part. You know, people just having a laugh and having a good time on a Saturday night or Saturday evening or Sunday morning for some people, which always amazes me. So yeah, so we got a good collection of people here, so it's all good stuff. Scott says, nope, I watch Woodstock from time to time online, including documentaries about it. Yeah, if I come across something like that on the TV stations, I'll stick on it for a bit. Glastonbury's been on this week, and Paul McCartney's on stage right now at Glastonbury, and I've been watching a lot of that this week. Here's the thing, guys, right? I don't listen to a lot of new music, and then Glastonbury comes on the TV that weekend. I'll watch stuff and see new bands. It appears you don't even need 3 chords anymore to be a professional music artist. You can just turn up and like shake a guitar around. Sometimes you don't even need to do that. Some of the singers aren't even singing. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, not impressed with a lot of the stuff I saw today. And then there was other stuff I saw that was really cool. So I guess that's just how it goes. There's some weird shit out there. But there, yeah, you know, so that's just how it is. Not everyone's Ozzy Osbourne or Black Sabbath or AC/DC or Zeppelin or The Who or the Beatles or Guns N' Roses or Aerosmith. You know, those bands are kind of a different world, I guess, from what we're getting these days. I don't know who the big bands are these days, even for the kids. Anyway, rolling on. I need a whole 2-hour rant video for that. And Glenn says, "What is that word respectful?" Let me Google it. I'll be right back. I don't think you're going to like it if you look that up, Glenn. Don't worry about it. It's fine. You're here long enough. You're part of the crew. It's all good. Grandpa Joe says, "Hello, Marsha. I saw your post on TTK, that's the Tone King, chat last night. I was about to respond, and here we are. Very cool. Yeah, good to see you guys on other channels and interacting with each other. That's very cool. You know, if you could pimp the old channel, that'd be helpful. I will be promoting the guitar giveaway this week, by the way, which I haven't done yet. So if you have any friends or family who might want to win a guitar, they might win this one. All you got to do is get them to come to Chord Dave Live on Saturday, the 16th of July. I'll be doing the same kind of giveaway I did last time. By the way, I'm going to work on another giveaway fairly soon. Not for a guitar probably, but it'll probably be for something similarly influenced. So it'll be a guitar related object or book or something. And we'll do more of a random-ish giveaway for that kind of thing. For the things like guitars, I'm going to keep doing it the other way because I don't want someone to use bots to win a prize on the channel. And that sadly does happen. You know, people creating false accounts to post 50 comments or 100 comments or whatever to up their chances to win guitars and different things. I've seen it happen on other channels and I don't want it to happen on my channel. So we'll do our best, and if I can find better ways to have genuine viewers of the channel watch it or win stuff, I will definitely do that. But we will do something like that for the other stuff. Like, you know, I might give away a couple of copies of the 1001 guitars that you should dream of playing before you die. You know, the inspiration for a guitar wish list and stuff like that. So I'll do stuff like that over the next few months as well. And yeah, a lot more of that coming. A lot of stuff coming. Believe it or not, I'm working on stuff behind the scenes to get new kind of content on the channel and new kinds of things that you haven't seen from my channel in the 2.5 years I've been doing it now. So yeah, keep an eye on the channel. It's going to be very cool. And Donald DeMille, thank you so much for a $5 super chat. Very cool of you. Appreciate that so much. Let me see. There's no comment comes with it there, Donald. But I do see you put in a comment that says, still super bummed about the Gold Glory. Yeah, me too. Because I was looking for one of those for at least a year and hoping I could, it would be cool. But unfortunately, it wasn't. It was very disappointing. But yeah, sure, look, that's what happens. And yeah, it's going back. Look, I'm pretty sure if I got another one as a replacement, it would be fine. It's just a bad example. And that's the first time with the new Epiphone, like the new Gibson ownership, that I've got a bad Epiphone. So yeah, it's just bad luck. I think they sent me a bad one. Nothing you can do about it. So yeah, don't be too disheartened. I'm sure there are good ones out there. Just my one wasn't, sadly. Yeah. Glenn says, according to Google, I may be out of line at times. It's all good. It's all good. So just, you know, just you know, don't use the F word or the C word. You know, the C word that everyone's been saying for 2 years. Scott says, I need a guide to buying the right Strat video to watch. If I could do that. I mean, I'm not the Strat man really. So yeah, but maybe I'll do like a history of the Strat video. I did a history of the Telecaster video way back, and people seem to like it. So yeah, maybe I'll do something like that at some point, Scott. But I'm sure there are better people to tell you about Strats than me. I have a Strat and it never leaves its case. Well, it's not actually a Strat, it's a Harley Benton Strat. So yeah, someday I might pick up an actual Strat. We'll see what happens. And Ryan Byrne with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much for that, Ryan. Super cool of you. And you said for giveaway consideration. No worries. The answer sheet is on its way to you, buddy. Just keep an eye out for it. It's in the post. I put it in a 3-week delivery phase though, so I don't know if it'll get there in time, but we'll see. You never know. You never know. But thanks for that, sir. Super cool of you, and appreciate it as always. Dennis Flock says, hey, from Chicago, got my like in early. Nice. Yeah, don't forget to hit that like button. We got 16 likes, and so far, I haven't seen it, maybe it was one of the comments that YouTube decided to delete on me. I haven't seen any like challenges. If we hit so many likes, Dave will do X or Dave will do Y. It's weird for you guys. So think up some of those, maybe plop them in the thing there. I said the word plop. Yeah, plop them in the chat. I meant pop them, but hey, whatever. So I'm going to say if we hit 40 likes, I will, I'll do something extra for the giveaway. All right, so 40 likes, I think we can do that. We hit close to that most weeks. So yeah, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put a runners-up prize for the giveaway if we hit 40 likes today. Seems pretty fair, right? Runners-up prize. Won't be a guitar, but it'll be something pretty cool, I think. So let's hit that. Let's hit 40 likes. We've got 18 right now. Let's see how we go. Let's see now. Margin says, Joe, nice to see you again. I'm in NYC. Always have been, likely always will be. There you go. Not a bad place to be, in fairness. I'm often up at night. Yeah, me too. But my night is a little bit later than yours. So I'm usually getting up for work in what people over there call nighttime. So let me see. We've got, hey, Dennis, go Blackhawks. Can I say that Blackhawks are down joke? No? Okay, never mind. Rolling on. Money H2O is here, and he's put in a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, sir, for your super chats. Always appreciate it. That's super cool of you. And it says, if I win the guitar, that's the only reason I'm here, by the way. We all know that's not true. Can I take the cash option instead? You can. The cash option is $4.99. So yeah, like $4.99. So thank you for that. You can absolutely make that choice. It's yours to make. But let me know what you want to do if you win that guitar. But don't be shy. Everyone knows that you love me, and that's why you're here. But thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. And you know, always a pleasure. Glenn says, so many Strats, so little time. Can't go wrong with a black. David Gilmore, if I may share my input on that. I know Dave doesn't like black guitars. What are you going to do? You know, it's like, and I don't want to offend anyone, but every time I see a white car driving down the road, I'm like, hey, they forgot to paint your guitar. Your car, sorry. Brain's not working. Yeah, and I think the same with guitars. I'm like, hey, they should have painted that a color for you. And then the black ones, I'd have a black one over a white one, but I still think it's the most boring color that you could go with. You know, there's blues and reds and yellows and green. Some green guitars are cool. There's purple guitars are cool. Pink guitars are cool. Yeah, there's all kinds. So I think it's at the bottom of the pile for me. I think it's a little bit black and white. No, give me a gray. Give me way better. So there you go. Am I still going? Picture froze for me. Sorry, guys. Yeah, hopefully it's doing well for you guys. It still says excellent condition for the stream, but it did freeze. So hopefully it'll keep going down. Anyway, yeah, but I mean, look, Strats are Strats, right? So it doesn't really matter what color they are. Same with any guitar, but I'd be more inclined to pick up a more colorful one than a black or a white one. That's just, again, though, it's all just personal opinion, really, isn't it? Ryan says, I noticed, Marsha, that we both leave comments on the same videos at all hours of the night. Interesting. Good to see you guys hopping around the YouTube guitar space, though. Yeah, it's cool to see. Sometimes I see you guys people. I see you people on other guys' channels. Guy said guys'. That's not even a word. Don't know what's in that beer. But yeah, it's good, cool to see you guys on other channels, and some good stuff, some good content being put out lately by some guitar channels. Some terrible content being put out by other guitar channels. But hey, that's just how it goes. I'm not going to talk about that. Ryan says, sounds right. Benny says, good evening, everyone. Where's Dave? Here I am. I think I was late getting started, or later than usual, Benny says. Apologies for that, but here we are. Good to have you, as it always is. And Glenn says, Dave's trying to decide on which Back to the Future shirt to wear. He will be along. I went with the old Chord Dave shirts today, but yeah, I do own a couple of different Back to the Future shirts, and I'm always open to more. So yeah. Al says, just coming over from Phil McKnight Sweetwater live. Hey, maybe didn't I see you there? Yeah, you probably did. I saw some of you guys there. I was there too for a bit, and I couldn't comment because I was writing down things and getting stuff ready, uploading things for this stream here. So that was what was going on there. Let me see if I can get these comments up here. Let me see. All right, sorry guys, got to respond to something here. 1 second. There we go. Awesome. Right, so that's that anyway. Yeah, Sweetwater's Gearfest is in full motion. I haven't actually got time to see most of it, but yeah, I was watching Ryan and Phil on the channel there just before this one. Very cool stuff. You know, they're talking about the sales engineers, why it's a sales engineer and not a salesperson or whatever, and lots of other stuff. Like I know they were talking about speakers and amps and all sorts, and whether Fender Mexico should have its own custom shop, which is an interesting idea. But then it throws up all kinds of problems. If you had a Fender Mexico custom shop, how could you price it without people just buying that stuff instead of the American custom shop? And they were saying stuff like it should be just for Mexico, just a domestic custom shop for Mexico. It's like, hey, there's lots of us buy custom shop guitars from the American custom shop in the rest of the world. So Mexico should sell to the rest of the world also, if they do it. But hey, that's just some of the things that came up in that chat. It was super cool. I presume it's going to be on Phil's channel. So yeah, if you want to check that out, there's some really interesting topics. I just saw about half an hour and it was cool. As I said, Phil's one of my favorite guitar YouTubers. Yeah, guitaristas, Phil McKnight. I do like 60 Cycle Home as well. That's a good one. But anyway, all good. Dean McGaskill, who has put in a super chat, $6.99. Thank you so much, Dean. Super cool. I with Canadian super chat. Yeah, Canadians, some of my favorite people in the world are Canadian. But then then there's Brian Adams. So you can't have everything. I'm just kidding. I don't mind Brian Adams. But yeah, the Dean posted some pictures last week on the Facebook group, and he's got a pretty cool guitar collection right there. So Dean, yeah, thanks for posting those pictures on the Facebook group. It's a super cool collection you have there. Anyway, super cool stuff. And if you're here and you haven't checked out the Facebook group, Scott will probably put in the link to it. Definitely check it out. There's some cool stuff. You see cool guitars that some of the group owners or group members have, and yeah, definitely some very cool stuff there. Corey is here. Nice to see you, Corey Hergot. Thanks for dropping in. Says, make sure everyone gets all up on all those important buttons, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Yeah, absolutely. That all helps. The notification bell in particular, because I know YouTube, I don't know what it's done lately, but a lot of subscribers are not getting notifications. So just make sure, even though if you're subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell and choose all notifications for this channel. Because if you do that, number one, it makes sure you get a notification, you see all my videos. But also, number two, it tells YouTube that my channel is worth bringing people back to. So it also presents it to new people, and it helps the channel grow. So that's super cool if you can do that. And look, if you don't want to, I understand that too, because we get so many notifications, it's a pain in the butt sometimes. So but yeah, thanks to all of those people who do that. Let me see what we got here. Corey says, I hope everyone is having a good day, a good one today. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just getting excited for Guns N' Roses, which is happening on Tuesday. So yeah, very, very excited for that. However, I did watch a video last night of Guns N' Roses live in Prague last week, and when they were singing Hard School, Axel sounded like trash. So Axel, I know you're playing in Belgium tonight, but please do something. I don't know, drink some hot teas or something. Rest your voice for the next few days, because I want you to be good on Tuesday. The rest of the band sounded pretty cool. But yeah, I know Axel's 60 now and 61, 60, 61. But dude, knock it out of the park in Dublin. Come on. Uh, so looking forward to that. It's gonna be fun. Still undecided whether I'm wearing a Chord Dave shirt or a Back to the Future shirt, but it's one of those probably. And yeah, guys, if any of the Irish people who do pop in here, if you're going to Guns N' Roses on Tuesday in Marley Park and you see me, come up and say hello, because that'd be super cool. And yeah, I'd love to see some of you there. Let me see what we've got. Glenn says, I was on Phil's. I asked about playing the Wall of Marshalls. I don't think I saw your question being asked there, Glenn, but I would have liked to. I would have absolutely jumped in and said something, maybe. Uh, but yeah, good stuff, Glenn. Yeah, as I said, it's a super cool channel. If I wasn't live streaming tonight, I'd either be watching that or Paul McCartney. Those are two things that I would do. Let's see what we've got here. I think we might actually be coming around to the comments that were deleted for some reason. Let me see. Dave, if it takes 10 gallons of water to cover a cod fish, how long would it take a one-eyed mosquito with a wooden leg to kick a hole through a pickle? Well, Scott, the answer to that is 24. Yep, just 24. Uh, thanks. Al says, hey Dave, YouTube helped you catch up with the comments. It did, which YouTube must not know that this show relies on me answering questions all night. So yeah, it's kind of hindered the show, to be quite honest with you. I think it took a good few out there. It's a good 20 minutes gone from the show, I think, at least. Thanks, Aldo. Cool to have you here, as it always is. Glad that you popped in. Todd says, I saw Ozzy and Motley Crue on the Bark at the Moon / Shout at the Devil tour back in the day. Tickets were $15. Yeah, man. I I remember having this little box because I was in school, my first ever concert, and I put this little collection box in the kitchen, trying to raise money by doing chores and stuff to buy tickets. I was like 15 or something, 14. Yeah, it was 1996. It was 14. I'm not going to say who it was that I went to see, but yeah, the tickets were like 18.50 or something, and it was 18.50. Ended up going to the show and it was super cool. Just, first live experience. It was great. But now, like the tickets for, so Gold Circle tickets for Guns N' Roses on Tuesday, they cost €150. It's like literally 10 times the price. I'm not super happy about that. I do get to see Gary Clark Jr. though. He's support for Guns N' Roses in Europe this year, so I'm pretty excited for that. He's a very cool guitarist who I enjoy listening to quite a lot. So yeah, and I like his SG, his triple P90 SG signature model from Gibson's a cool one as well. Those are quite difficult to get your hands on. If you see one of those, pick one up. They're cool. Muddy H2O is back with another super chat. Thank you so much. And he says, glory hole tip of the week. See what you did there. That's kind of rude. When visiting the hole, standing further back from the wall should help damage to one's forehead. Well, I think you're using glory holes wrong, but thank you so much for the super chat, sir. That is super cool of you, as it always is. You're a super supporter of the channel, and I appreciate it so much. Yeah, thanks, and for the tip as well. If ever I find myself in that situation, I'll remember your tip. Steve Norvell, good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Says Sweetwater is building a distribution center right by my home in Arizona. Should get my guitars delivered to my house next day. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. That's not bad when it's right next door. Yeah, not jealous. It's fine. Yeah, if I ever live in the US, like Arizona would be like that. It's a very sunny place, right? I think the older I get, the more I want to live in a sunny place. Because when winter rolls around, I hate it, but also when it's super hot, I hate it. So I don't know what to do with that. Todd says we're using disappearing ink. Damn it! I knew you were up to something. Glenn says to Todd, it sounds like a sweet show. Yeah, Sabbath and Motley Crue would have been a fun one. Absolutely, very sure, very cool. Um, John says the glory holes broke YouTube, Dave. Yeah, they tend to do that. Yeah, good stuff, John. Thanks for that. Matt von Bosch, good to see you, Matt. Thanks for dropping in. Still working on midweek. Let me work on that. I'm trying to see if I can do something for Thursday, so I'll reach out to you before that to let you know. Definitely can't do Tuesday or Wednesday, but hopefully you'll still be knocking around on Thursday. You say, as the Gold Glory is returning, are you reinvesting the funds in another guitar? So, yep. Hopefully, maybe. We'll see. So, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. Haven't set my mind on anything yet, but I have a few guitars. Like, there's always stuff in my carts and my baskets. So I might is the answer. I have a couple of things I'm looking at buying and a couple of ideas. And I also want to buy stuff that will boost the channel a little bit. So I might look at stuff purely for that reason. And we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I have a couple of things I'm looking at, a couple of ideas for things. If I can pick up one of the special edition bone white Lucille's, I'll pick up one of those. But they're super hard to get your hands on. I'd actually prefer one of the red ones that they didn't release in Europe. So that if I could find one of those, I might go that way. I'm also looking at maybe adding some more to it and picking up something that's been on my reverb wish list, my reverb wish list for over a year now. Something I very nearly bought, which is actually very cool. But the guy has it. It's not a guy. It's a music shop that's selling it. Has it advertised? So they have put a less desirable guitar in the picture because they took a stock picture and not the actual guitar. However, there is a little bit of stand rash on it, so I think that would put people off. I was very close to buying it last year, but they were fecking around with their taxes and stuff, and within Europe they can't charge me more taxes, but they tried to double tax me on it, and I was like, I'm not doing that. So anyway, I might just get it though. We'll see what happens, but there's a couple of cool things that I want to pick up, and who knows, I might just go with one of those Back to the Future guitars I've done on Guitars of the Week the last couple of weeks. Those are really interesting, so we'll check that out. You never know, but something will definitely come along. It might be a while though. Yeah, but there's definitely a Les Paul sized hole in my collection right now. I feel like I only want one Les Paul in my collection. They're not my favorite guitar. So yeah, I think that. But I'm also always tempted to buy an SG Junior. So we'll see. Could just buy one of those. But we'll see how it goes. Thanks for the question, Matt. Appreciate that. Glenn says, all comments have gone down the glory hole. Absolutely. Cheers to that. And new people, please don't be put off by the constant mention of glory holes. It's an in-joke, which you will become fond of at some time. Damn Steel Panther. Ryan says, I have the Woodstock VHS somewhere. Wow. That's cool. And Al has the Last Waltz DVD. That's a cool one. I haven't watched that in a long time, actually. But I remember when I bought the Last Waltz on DVD, I used to work in a video store. Like I used to work in the in Extravision, which was essentially Blockbuster, but Blockbuster bought Extravision, which was an Irish company. So we like our contracts and our pay slips and all came from Blockbuster. So yeah, so stuff would come in and I would buy it, and pretty much I spent most of my paycheck on DVDs on it. It was a big movie buff as well. And I bought The Last Waltz, not knowing who the band were, never having seen that movie, not knowing anything about it, and I put it on the day I bought it, and I was like, this is a cool band. How have I never heard this? So yeah, it's very cool. If you haven't seen The Last Waltz, hunt it down, check it out. I don't know if it's on Amazon or something, but it should be on one of the streaming services probably. Definitely worth a watch. Probably a lot of it's on YouTube actually at this point. Very, very cool stuff. And the band, Robbie Robertson, can't go wrong. Marcia says to Matt, that's the $1 million question we all keep asking. Yeah, there's definitely going to be more guitars coming in. Don't ever worry about that. There'll always be more guitars coming. Even when I have enough guitars, I will not have enough guitars. And, I have a good friend who shall remain nameless, who keeps sending me guitars like every day and says, you should buy this. Or, what did you buy today? And I enjoy the banter, but also my credit card has to be kept away from me some days. So, trying to buy a house here, lads. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, maybe actually what I will do is I'll look at Fenders. I very rarely look at Fenders. So maybe I'll go the Ventera route. They look like pretty cool guitars. And I like the made in Japan stuff that's come out recently. So you never know. I'll have to sit down and really put some thought into it. In terms of Epiphones, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some pretty decent Epiphone releases by the end of the year as well. So it might be worth holding off a little bit. John says Gibson doesn't care anymore. I don't know if they don't care. I think they just feel. I mean, you're right. You're not wrong. I just feel that they right now feel like, and it's starting to taper off a little bit. But I feel like right now they feel like it doesn't matter. There's so much demand for guitars that they can make guitars not perfect, and people will keep them. And there's so many new guitar players who don't know that things aren't right. So if you think about it, when you started playing guitar, your first couple of years playing guitar, you probably didn't notice the little things that you would now send a guitar back for. And there's a lot of those guitarists who are less than a couple of years into the hobby. And there's even more who buy guitars and they try to like reinvigorate their interest in playing guitar, but they actually never play seriously. They don't keep coming back to it. So yeah, it's a weird situation that they're in. They can't really do any wrong, but it is definitely one of those things where they have to get better. And that's the first look. I've had about, I think in the new regime I've had 5 Epiphones, and that's the first one that was bad. So it's not a bad hit rate, but and again, as a player, it was decent. It wasn't bad to play. Quite comfortable. The neck was good. It wasn't. I mean, I know people say that's a chunky neck, but it wasn't that chunky. Like it's not. I didn't think it was baseball chunky neck. It was quite comfy. And as you guys know, well, I suppose I've been playing my Flying V, which is a regular C profile, for a lot lately. So yeah, either way, Gibson ain't what they used to be, and they need to get back to having better quality. But will they ever? I don't know. Probably not. Ryan says, I sold an LP last night too. I got my asking price on Reverb within 10 minutes of posting. It makes me think I went too cheap. We were both happy though with the price. Yeah, it's cool when that happens. Yeah, it does make you wonder though, did I price it too cheap? You know what? Maybe just got the right person at the right time. And look, if you're happy with the price, that's all that matters. But yeah, congrats on the sale. Looking forward to seeing if you reinvest in it. I know you're getting a custom, I think you said earlier. But it's cool. It's cool when you sell something and it goes well. Let me see. Marcia says, really, Dave? I thought you gave back Gold Glory more because you felt you were missing a pickup, which is funny because you prefer playing bridge mostly. Yeah, no, that wasn't the main reason. The main reason was the finish. But it was also like, I would look at that guitar and go, it looks weird. And I was saying that before I got it. So, yeah, it looked like it was missing something. And when I had it in hand, I'd occasionally want to flip onto so it made me realize how much I do occasionally flip. It's a kind of a contradiction there, but I do flip up to the neck pickup the odd time, play a little bit there and then back to the bridge. So I would say 90% of my playing goes through the bridge and then the rest is on the neck. I don't really use the middle position. I don't think. I mean, occasionally, I suppose I do sometimes, but yeah. Yeah, the main reason was the finish. The finish was, it's fine from 10 feet away, but as soon as you picked it up, you would notice it and you could feel it as well, which was really disappointing. Al says, you got over 1K views on the JJ guitar video. Yeah. Which is pretty good. There was a time last year I was pretty much averaging 1,000 views per video, and then that dropped off. And I know everyone's had issues with YouTube last year, but I'm hoping more videos will get more views just because, I'm pumping out more videos than I have ever before. I'm averaging 3 a week at the minute, which is more than I've averaged, and that's been for 2 months now. So yeah, hopefully YouTube's going to push the channel a little bit more, and we can get up. As I set my goal at the start of the year to hit 20,000 by the end of the year, and we haven't even hit 1,000 more subscribers from January 1st. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to hit 20,000 this year, but I'm still optimistic I can hit 10,000. So we'll see how that goes. I just need a couple of more videos to reach new people, and the problem is YouTube doesn't push you to a lot of new people anymore. But you never know. One video hits, and that's you get a big boost, and there you go. That's all you need. So, but yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Al. Appreciate that, and yeah, it's cool. Cool people are watching it. I'm sure there are people who disagree with my comments on it, and I was trying to say it in the video. It's a cool guitar in terms of a player. I've always thought it was a nice guitar. Wanted it for a long time. But there's the main reason I returned it was the finish was poor. It was badly done, and the like the missing the neck pickup and the pickup selector, obviously, because there's nothing to select. Just looked a bit quirky, but I could have learned to live with that. But yeah, not the rest of it. Yeah, it's just, and as I've said many times, I'm one of those people who I'm not into relic'd guitars so much. I want a guitar to be as good as new, pretty much for as long as possible. But I am getting more into buying vintage guitars, and I'm more looking at vintage guitars as something to buy because I bought one, and I love it, and I think it looks great. So yeah, more about that in the video that comes out next week. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's changed my opinion a little bit on that. But the finish on that, didn't like it. I think maybe that's that aged finish that Epiphone are doing. Maybe I just don't like that as well, because it didn't feel good to me. It felt a little bit cheap. And I guess it is cheap in terms of guitar finishes, but I don't like it to feel cheap. Anyway, Corey says, new guitar? Why, yes. I traded out a beater parts caster that I built for a Squier Affinity HH Jazzmaster. Very cool. Plays quite well, and the pickups don't even sound half bad, but will likely be swapped in the future. Cool. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good deal. Affinity Jazzmaster, nothing wrong with that, and a good platform maybe for some modding as well. So yeah, good. Sounds like a good trade. Good for you. Steve says, thinking about getting a Gibson acoustic guitar. Has anyone heard of any quality issues with the acoustics? So as far as I'm aware, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but Gibson acoustics tend to be made in Memphis rather than where the Nashville stuff is, and I think they have a more dedicated staff, and they don't have the pressure as the electric team do. So you might, I haven't particularly heard, but again, I haven't really been looking for acoustic reviews and stuff from Gibson. So I'd be interested to know. And if you pick one up, yeah, have to come back and tell us how it goes. But my genuine feeling is that when it comes to Gibson, you can be lucky and you can be unlucky. It seems like a lot more people are getting unlucky lately, but the ratio is still probably 80% are getting good stuff and 20% of people are getting guitars with issues. But 20% of people getting guitars with issues is a super high number. And the 80% who are getting good guitars usually just quiet about it and just say, oh, cool, I got my guitar and it's perfect, it's fine. But it's the 20%, and that's very high. And it does appear to me that that's the numbers 1 in 5. So they definitely need to sort something out with that electric guitar wise. Hopefully they will 100% focus on that in the next couple of years and get it fixed. John says Gibsons wants to focus on collectors instead of players. I get where that comes from, John. I think the thing is they're trying to rebuild the company, and part of that is rebuilding the finances and rebuilding the prestige around the company. They're doing it one way, which I understand. They're going after getting people excited for releases again, particularly with limited edition releases and stuff like that. And that's fine, but and you know, reissues and things, that's fine, and signature editions, and that's fine. But your bread and butter is standards, and it's the regular production run USA guitars and your standard Epiphone range, and they need to be solid before anything else is done. But I think they're doing the other stuff first, and then they're going to make the production runs, the standard stuff, solid after that. Hopefully they get around to it, and hopefully soon. Muddy H2O has used a bad word, and I'm just going to say that's a yellow card to Muddy H2O for that one. Says you had a chance to buy a white BBUW Anchor. Yeah, well, I hadn't actually thought I wanted one, because you know how I feel about white guitars, and I still I mean, I could still have the option to buy one tomorrow and not actually buy it. I'm free to change my mind. I'm a grown up. I can make my decisions. But yeah, it's a good thing to let these things settle in and see if you really want them or not, rather than making rash decisions. It'd be like if you had the chance to buy one of those Dave Mustaine Flying V's that came out there on Thursday and you didn't, and then you realized, oh crap, they were limited editions. I should have bought one because there was only 100 of them made, and then you didn't buy that. It's the same thing. But anyway, we all miss chances sometimes. But you know what? Tone will probably be getting B-stock in soon, because I know they're going to. So that might give me a chance to get one. Ryan says, I saw a Gold Glory in the shop today. It had pretty good finish work, to be honest. Didn't get a chance to pay it though. To play it though. Yeah. As I say, I genuinely think most of them are probably fine. Just I got a bad one. It looked like the person, either a trainee or someone who was in a hurry, was doing my one. And I don't think they were all like that. Glenn says, yes, Gibson has no desire to capture the market. It just wants to make lots of money on a few guitars. Honestly, they'd make more money if their production runs and their standards and their USA range was better. They would, because for example, perfect examples are the two recent limited edition signature models, the Dave Mustaine ones that came out this week and the Slash 4 Les Pauls. Neither of those guitars are outstanding or super exciting to me. The Slash one I was going to buy, and seriously with the intention of I'd make a couple of videos about it and then I'd flip it. I didn't realize how much people were going to try and flip them for. And also like the Theodores as well, same things. But those are in such limited quantities that you're talking, the Slash one was like 300 guitars at $3,000. So what are you making there? 3 million quid or something. I don't know, whatever, 300,000 or 900,000, whatever. Maths, not my strong point. So let's say less than $1 million on those guitars, okay? If their USA standards were better and they didn't have a 1 in 5 fail rate or QC issues, they'd sell 2-3 times as many. They've got this reputation for not having good QC still, and they need to knock that out. And if they do that, if people are saying, hey, Gibson guitars are actually really good again, and you have people like me and Phil McKnight, and I'm not comparing us on the same level by any chance, but if everyone on YouTube is saying, hey, I got a new Gibson, it's amazing, and nobody is saying, I got a new Gibson and it's crap and I'm sending it back and the finish is terrible and this and that and many issues, if they didn't have that happening all the time, they'd sell 2 to 3 times as many guitars. Way more money would come into the company. They'd also be doing less returns, which would mean more money. So yeah, you're 100% right. They are focusing on that, but it's the wrong thing. Eventually they'll get it right. I hope. I want them to get it right. Don't get me wrong. I really hope that they do. Marcia says, oh shoot, Scott can see who's lurking. Let me see. I don't know if he can. But maybe he can. So anyway, let's roll on. John says, what's a DVD? It's a good question. And Scott says, I watched Pauly Shore is Dead earlier. That was an interesting one. For sure. Ryan says, John, all brands focus on collectors as well. Gibson, Fender, Gretsch, PRS all said high-end collector stuff and cheaper players. That's a very good point as well, actually. The best stuff that PRS makes is in the private stock. And yeah, you're getting up there in price for that. They do all do it. It's 100%. I mean, that's what the custom shop's all about, really, isn't it? And yeah, like Gibson's is no different, but they really do. They have a problem, and they need to fix that problem, and then worry about the rest of the stuff. That's my opinion, but that's just what it is. Just an opinion. If Gibson want me to give them business advice, they know how to reach me. They know who I am. So all they need to do is be like, hey, Dave, how do we fix our business? I'm like, make your guitars better. That's it. And from what I hear, what they need to do is tell their staff, there's no pressure. Just make the guitars properly. Just pay that extra little bit of attention to make them good. You don't have a quota where you have to make an unattainable number of guitars this week or today or whatever. And that's what I think. I'm not sure how their quotas work, but I have a feeling that each person has to sign off X number of guitars. So they start Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they're fine. And then Thursday and Friday, they start panicking that they're not going to hit their quota. And those guitars get rushed. And the Thursdays and Fridays guitars tend to be the ones with the quality control issues. That's what I think is happening. I've no insider knowledge on that, but it just feels like that's what's going on. Because you see a lot of them come out and they're good. I've seen a lot of people, friends of mine, people I know, they get good ones. And then I saw Muddy H2O have to return 3 custom shop guitars because they were crap and had seriously ridiculous issues for straight out of the factory for high-end guitars. So there has to be some reason why that's happening. And that's just my best guess. Glenn says, I'm not lurking, I'm stalking. There's a difference. There is a difference. I'm glad somebody finally pointed that out. But yeah, you're welcome to stalk or lurk. It's all good. Ryan says, studio, tribute, junior, specials, etc. are great playing guitars and priced in line with other American brands. That's true. Yeah, absolutely. John says, is there any new guitar contest info? Not yet, really, John. Not putting out any more info. It'll be similar to the last one. There'll be 10 questions. What I'm going to do this time is have them mostly be about recent videos on the channel. So again, people who watch the channel have a better chance to win the guitar. I don't care if it's someone who comes into the live streams every week and is interacting with us, because there's people who watch all the videos but don't come to the live streams. So they're important too. But I'd rather someone who knows the channel and spends time on the channel is the one who wins the guitar. At the end of the day, as long as somebody wins it and enjoys it, that's the main thing. But yeah, I think it's one of those things that I hate seeing YouTube channels where they do like a random giveaway and somebody who's never been on the channel and you can tell has won a guitar that's worth a grand or whatever. So yeah. That's what I'm going to keep trying to do, is make it so that somebody who is a fan of the channel tries to wins the stuff. That's my goal. So we'll see how that goes. Matt says, John, I have a very well worn copy. What is wrong with being sexy? Cracks me up every time. Yeah, I presume that's what do you call it? Spinal Tap. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Shepherd's Touch saying, where's all the thumbs up? Shepherd's Touch, that's Butch, I think. Good to see you, Butch. Hope you're doing well. You get the Spinal Tap quotes in there as well, guys. I see them, all good stuff. And Ernie B says, good to see you, Dave. Thank you for the live show. It is good to be back. Funny that you mentioned Dio. Ronnie James Dio was my first concert. Oh, very cool. That's a cool one. Let's see. Micah says, guess who got back today? Me. Very cool, Micah. Yeah, thanks for dropping in. Good to have you, as it always is. And Corey says, it only just after 2 in the afternoon here in BC, Canada. Wow, there you go. Yeah, I was talking to somebody today and I was trying to figure out where all you guys are. I was like talking to the stream and we were talking about they're like, hey, what are you doing tonight? I was like, I'm doing a live stream like I do every Saturday. And I was like, yeah, there's people from Australia join us. It's Sunday morning. People from like the East Coast of North America. There's then people from the center of America. There's people from the far side, like the California side, the West Coast. That's what I'm looking for. And yeah, and then Muddy H2O appears as well, which he's from a place, which is a different thing. And then there's so it was wild to me, like counting out the places where you guys are from, and really really appreciate it. Yeah, people in Australia, New Zealand, and stuff joining us. That's super cool. And Corey, yeah, it's great that you're here from BC. Excellent. I haven't actually been out to BC yet, so I'll have to get out there at some point. Muddy says, winner has to be a fan of the channel. Guess I'm out. And with the super chat, thank you so much, Muddy. And let me just tell you, you're fooling nobody. Everyone knows you love this channel and that you love me too. So, we know you're a fan. It's cool. You're a super fan. We appreciate you. So thank you so much, sir. You are always welcome to pretend you don't like the channel. Gotcha. Al says, remember when songs had chords? Yep. that was a while ago. Ernie says, yes, thumbs up, like. Absolutely. We're on 26 likes. I'll try and say that properly. And yeah, as I said, 40, and we will have a runners-up prize for the giveaway. So if you want a runners-up prize to be part of the giveaway, make sure we get up to 40. We got about an hour to go. Or as long as, actually, I'm quite close to the bottom of the chat now, so you never know. We might have to end it if there's no chat going on. Because if you're relying on me to come up with stuff. By the way, guitar wish list was a thing this week, so make sure you check that out. The Epiphone Alcaiola. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but I actually think these are pretty cool, and I've been very close to buying one a couple of times. The cherry one is my preferred option on these. Yeah, I think they're very cool guitars, and they're from Epiphone, made in Kalamazoo, so they're essentially Gibsons. And from the 60s, any guitar from the 60s is pretty cool. I like them. They're going up in price a lot in the last few years, so I think they may just continue to do so. What's happened there? There we go. It's gone off the page. All right, but yeah, definitely make sure to check out that as well, and all the guitar wish list videos. There's a good few of them there now. I think there's what is there? Just like how many of them? 20 something. Yeah, 20 something of them. So lots to get your 3-chord Dave fix in on, if you want such a thing. But yeah, that's all super cool. Let's see, we've got where are we now? Thumbs up, like, I watched the Jefferson Airplane Woodstock performance last night. That was a good one. Ryan, yeah, that was a cool one. And Butch's Guitars and Gear. Dave, I sent you some pictures to your Facebook. Cool. I will check that out after the show, Butch, and see what you sent. Very cool. Matt Van Bosch, I presume you're still talking about Spinal Tap with shit sandwich. Either that or you're reviewing the stream, and I can't disagree with you, to be honest. I had a meeting years and years ago. I had a boss who was promoted, a person who was promoted above me, and he hadn't a fucking clue what he was doing in the job. And I'm not just being biased because he was promoted above me. The guy was a dumbass, and he was explaining, he tried to have a chat with me one time about things, how he wanted things done his way. And I told him, you shouldn't present this to employees this way. Here is what you should do. And I had more experience than him. I was trying to help the guy. I was like, you're talking shit, basically. And he came to me and he started telling me, well, I don't do that because that's a shit sandwich. And he didn't realize why I was laughing so hard. So yeah, anyway, good old days of people being dickheads. That guy ended up getting fired because he and his girlfriend, who worked for the same company, were stealing people's wages. What they were doing was telling them to take the day off. Don't worry, it'll be covered. And then assigning themselves the hours to be worked because there was a budget for hours. He was in a retail place. And basically their paychecks went up by like 3 times what everyone else was getting paid. And yeah, so they got fired because payroll noticed, hey, you're getting paid 3 times as much as everyone else every week. Fucking idiots. I told you they were stupid. But anyway, people, if you're going to do stuff like that, you got to be smarter than the average bear. And these people were not. Ryan says, oh, you're lucky to get a song with an instrument these days. That's true. Yeah, I was watching a documentary about Glastonbury the other night, and there was a lot of pressing a button, and that's all they did. I'm playing the song, but there you go. Al says, what's a song? I wish I knew. Oh, I think all the comments just came back. Yeah, it's just thrown in a load of comments out of nowhere. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to catch them a place again. It's like, wow, miles and miles of stuff. Here we go. Where is it gone? Thanks, YouTube. Thanks so much. Wow. All right. Oh, I think I was right up around. Wow. Okay, now I'm really far behind. Again. Cool. We got at least an hour's content out of what's just popped in. All right. Thanks, YouTube. I hate you so much. I love the people watching the stream. I hate the platform. It is such a pain in the arse to work with. But there you go. Let me see. Donald, yeah, saying super bummed about the Gold Glory. Yeah, it's yeah, that came in when your super chat did. Thank you for that, by the way. Let me pop that back down to there as well. Right. So chords and rhythm, those were the days. Yeah, those were the days. Todd says, don't do a giveaway for the Marshall code. None of us want it. All right, Todd, fine. I'll send it to you. You've asked me enough times. I'll just pop it out to you in the mail there on Monday. You can have it. It's perfectly fine. In fact, so much so when I needed to record the music, the guitar tracks for the Gold Glory video, rather than plug in the Marshall the code. Actually, I plugged it in. It's sitting there. It's not plugged in, but I plugged it in, and before I plugged the cord into my guitar, I was like, there's got to be another way. And then I used the Fender Mustang Micro to connect to my computer and just recorded directly into GarageBand from there, which I hadn't done before. And it was pretty easy and cool to do. So, yeah, it worked really well. I spent hours then playing with it. It was a lot of fun. So if you haven't done that, if you haven't played with GarageBand, if you have an Apple product, do, because it's fun, or something similar, whatever you have, will work. But that's pretty much what I spent all that day doing. It's like, I better put out this video at some point. So actually the video and the audio are just of the playing part, just that tiniest bit out of sync, but I got it as close as I could quickly because I had other stuff I needed to do. But yeah, Todd, you got it. I'll send you the Marshall code, no problem. Marshall says, speak for yourself, Todd. I'll take it. It's too late. He's called it. Sorry. John says, put me on the list for the 1001 guitars. Yeah, we'll do a random one for that at some point when we do it. It'll be a little bit in the future, John. It's probably after the main guitar giveaway. A couple of weeks after that, maybe. We'll see how it goes. I'll wait till my payday after that, which is 10 days later. So we'll see what I can come up with in the meantime. Todd Moore's, the C word, you mean Clapton? No, we could talk about Clapton, you know. He's one of the best guitarists there ever was. So we can talk about his guitar and his music. Yeah, I don't want to get people into arguments by talking about other stuff. And you know they will, because that's what happens. It's YouTube. Honestly, I couldn't give a crap about anything else other than music and guitars. That's literally how I look through these things. Todd says, okay, Marshall wins the code by default. No, Todd, you're getting it, my friend. And you think I'm joking. You're going to get a Marshall code delivered to you. And you've got to keep it. You got to play it and you got to enjoy it. All right. So you asked for it. Frampton said, Clapton, we're going to get tossed. C Chord Dave. Oh, wow. Ooh. I know some people, when they start out, don't like the C chord. I don't know why. I thought that was pretty basic. But anyway. But it's so long ago when I first started to play guitar. I got my 3 chords down pretty quick, to be honest, and then stayed with them for 20 years. 65 likes. Dave glues SG horns on his head. All right, Scott, you're in danger of losing that mod position with something like that. Let me tell you. So yeah, no, good stuff. Glenn says, 65 like, let's go, get the horns ready. Where do you think I'm going to get SG horns at this hour? Think I'm going to take them off my SG? That ain't happening, brothers and sisters. WTF cash option. Nobody said that to me. It was something I was considering for you, Scott, because yeah, dealing with Long McQuaid was fine, but it took me forever to get through to them. So finally, they got. I had because what happened, guys, is Scott won the guitar. He chose the store he wanted it to be purchased from. I tried to purchase it from them online, and they wouldn't. They were like, "You're not in Canada. We're not selling something to you," which I thought was kind of weird. So I was trying to ring them, and I called and called and called, and I just couldn't get the right person. Eventually, I got through, and then like a month later, my phone bill came in. I was like, "What is this international call charge that you're charging me for like 15 international calls?" And they were like, "I don't know. You called someone in Canada?" I was like, "I didn't call anyone in Canada. What are you talking about?" And then as I was about to say, "Take that off my bill," I was like, "Oh, wait." I know what that was. So yeah. Anyway, Scott, you got a cool guitar. What's the issue? Um, but yeah, yeah. Anyway, no cash option, by the way, just in case anyone is thinking Muddy H2O calls the shots around here. He only half calls them. Todd Moore says 2/3 of comments disappeared and Dave is still half hour behind. Yeah, it's true, and they all popped back in. So going to be here, strap in. It's going to be a long one. Marsh says, Scott, we make our own rules here. You had to come up with that option on your own. It's too late now. Tough. um, love is a 4-letter word, Scott. Dave's using 4-letter words again. Yeah, but you know, I am the grand overlord of this channel. I can do what I want. I can break all the rules. I don't think Scott has the ability to ban me. However, I can ban anybody. So even Scott, if he steps out of line. Just remember. Actually, I have accidentally nearly banned most of you at some point or other. Because when I click on your comments, it comes up. You want to ban this person? Been close. You've all been close. But thankfully, it's never happened. Marsha was thinking the same thing, presumably about me being behind. Yeah, that happens. It's kind of part of the show now, me being so far behind. But yeah, I think it's part of the charm of the show. Anyway, as I said last week, the good thing is, or what I like to do, and what I can do, and I was watching Phil McKnight's stream today. It was 800 people in there. So many chats going by. There's no possible way with 800 people in a chat you could read them all. There's 33 people here right now. I can read all the comments. It'll take me a while. We get through them. But, if I had 800 people in here. Oh, 32. So, yeah, someone left because they didn't like all that chat. Sorry, person who left. But, yeah, the thing is, we've got a manageable thing here to go through all the comments. Long may it last, because if the channel does get bigger and we get like 200-300 people in the chat, it's going to be more difficult to do that, and going to have to just do my best with it, or make the stream like 6 hours long. We'll see what happens. I do have other things to do on a Saturday. Usually, so probably won't be 6 hours long. But John says, Dave, buy a blue Strat. I have one, John. I have one. As I said, it doesn't come out of case too often. But yeah, I have a Harley Benton Strat, an ST62. Let's see what happens there. Todd Moore says, cash option for me. That's a whole gallon of gas. You guys don't know how good you have it in the US. I see because I have a lot of American friends, a lot of people I know and care for are in the US or from America. You guys don't know how good you have it. So you guys pay for gas, or petrol as we would say here, by the gallon. We pay by the liter, which is 3.5 gallons, and roughly we're paying like what you pay per gallon. Well, not so much anymore. It's a little bit better now per ratio, but there was a time not too long ago when we were paying by the liter what you were paying by the gallon. So you were getting your petrol, your gasoline 3.5 times cheaper. Is that right? We were paying 3.5 times more than you were. And you guys are getting still probably less, or around what we were paying for it months ago. And you're still giving out. You don't know how good you have it. So yeah, I get you though. No cash option. Still going to say that. Yeah, gas prices Home heating prices, ridiculous right now. Somebody needs to do something. Ryan says, I saw the Final Fantasy Strat. That looks cool in the light. They should have made it glow, though. That would have been cool. That would have been cool, yeah. Would have been an interesting way to do it. However they would have done that, would have been cool. Mar says, by the way, glad you're not lurking today, Todd. Always nice when you can stay to chat. Yeah, that is nice. It's always good to see Todd in the chat. Or Family Trip says, anyone else practicing guitar as you listen to Dave talk? I am happy to be a metronome to anybody. But as you can tell from my playing the other day, I don't use a metronome because I'm an idiot. So yeah, if you watch the Gold Glory video, it just never came out right. I don't know, it just wouldn't come out right. So I just put it up anyway and deal with it because I have to. Anyway, let me see what we've got. Scott says, will you autograph the Telly, Dave? If somebody wants me to ruin their new guitar for them, I absolutely will. Why you would want that, I don't know. But yeah, not a problem if anyone wants me to do that. If the winner wants me to do that. I'm sure somebody out there will not want that, whoever it may be. But if you do want to, if you want me to sign it, yeah, no problem. Glenn says, Scott, Dave's tripping over his words. If I stand I have a stand-in if needed, just saying. Okay, Glenn, listen, you're on a yellow card. That's you and Muddy H2O, yellow card each. So just watch yourself, all right? Don't worry, there's no stand-in, guys. To the people who are like, who the hell's this stand-in? Glenn's just dreaming. There's no stand-in. You just got to put up with me being crap. That's all. It's just how it goes. It's my channel. Thanks, Glenn. I appreciate you looking out for the community, but they're stuck with me. Where we got? Marcia says, oh, I missed that comment. Yeah, I can't sleep at night. I ended up sleeping in the morning when I get overexhausted. If I don't comment on vids, I just lay there all night in a dark room. Yeah, I have to be in work for 7 in the morning. So since starting my new job, I've been sleeping better. My whole job, which as you guys know was at Apple, was quite stressful. And I would stay up all night, like just bitching about work in my head. Like, this guy said this and I should have said that. And blah. Trying to figure shit out for the next day. My new job's super chill and I'm enjoying it a lot and I sleep a lot better. So, see, I'm sleeping a lot more, which is cool. And also you will have noticed it has happened. I know Todd was like, hey, you said there'd be more videos when you started this new job. And I knew there would be. It just took me a while to get on track with it because it really did reset my whole times through all of the days. And my whole body clock was off for a little bit. But now you're getting more videos. There's at least one extra video going out every week than was going out. So, yeah, it's all starting to come together. The plan is coming together. But yeah, I get you, Marcia. If I can't sleep, generally I'll do something similar. But Muddy H2O with another super chat because he is super cool. I appreciate that, sir, with the $4.99. Thank you so much. Says, always play guitar while watching Dave. It's the only way to drown out the talking. Oh, so cute. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you so much. And, you should buy that 335. Just saying. Let's see. Or family trips. Yeah, trying to learn some slide. So far, I'm just scaring my dog. That'll do it. That'll do it. My dad used to be really good playing with slide. He just doesn't play guitar anymore. He's arthritis in his hands and stuff, so he can't really do it. But he does occasionally remind me that it was him who got me interested in playing guitar in the first place. And yeah, he was a very good guitar player. Left-handed, so he played a right-handed guitar upside down, which is convenient for me because I could play a right-handed guitar then the right way around. And yeah, he was excellent though. He was playing all sorts of stuff. And yeah, he just went out one day, came back with a slide, started playing it like he was always using it. So yeah, very impressed. But also my dad, like in the 70s, got to go see Rory Gallagher loads of times in the National Stadium. He got to hang out in UCD with Thin Lizzy and Bob Geldof. So, he had his good musical times back in the day. But yeah, there used to be always like parties and stuff going on in my house when I was a kid, and he'd be playing, and he'd just like take out the slide and start playing some stuff. And he used to play Clapton songs a lot and stuff, and Eagle songs. He's a very big guitarist. Sadly, he doesn't play much anymore. But there you go. Marcia says, may as well do something productive, so I watch YouTube and take care of service doggy's needs. Last night was brushing his teeth. Checked his body for boogers and boo-boos. There you go. That's one way of passing the time at night time, for sure. Glenn says, yeah, I've tried slide and it scares more than the dog. It scares me. I mean, not you playing it, just me, the thought of me playing slide. But I should probably get one at some point and try it out. Let me see. Ryan says it's harder than Dwayne Allman makes it look. Yeah, it is harder. It's very hard to actually get down. I think once you get the actual technique, though, it'll be a really cool one to use. It's always a good thing to have. Anytime I see someone who can do it, I'm very impressed. Ryan, when you figure out how to play slide, why don't you teach me? That's from or family trips. Yeah, absolutely. Al says Letterkenny best show from Canada. I'm not sure of any Canadian shows that I know of. But there you go. That sounds. I don't think I've seen that one, Letterkenny. Maybe I have. It's a place in Donegal in Ireland, Letterkenny. So I don't know if it's related to that whatsoever. Ryan says, if the day comes, I'll keep you in mind. Good stuff. Yeah, absolutely. And Scott has a link to the Facebook group in there. So yeah, obviously I'm way behind here, but if you want to scroll back up in the chat, you can see the link to the Facebook group that Scott popped in there. Super cool of him to do so. And Robert says, bought a brand new American Strat yesterday, right out of the box, got it home, and the bridge pickup don't work. So going back today, yeah, you see, it ain't just Epiphone. Very disappointed. Yeah, it sucks when that happens. That is not cool. But hey, thanks for joining us, Robert, all the way from down under. It's very cool of you to be here. And yeah, look, our contingency, by the way, of folks from Australia and New Zealand is growing. So thanks to all you guys, because I know the videos go out at weird times for you. So I suppose the normal videos go out, I think, around about, I'm going to say 9, 10 a.m. For our like Melbourne, Sydney time. I don't know how that relates to the rest of Australia, but I know there because I've been there. So yeah, it's 9, 10 a.m. I think. So it's not too bad, but the stream I know is a rough time for you guys. So thanks so much for joining us early on your Sunday mornings. Madman Bosch says, Sweetwater do look like they got musical instrument sales absolutely nailed. They do. I'd like to see them open in Europe to give Thoman some serious competition. Yeah, I would love to see Sweetwater open up in Europe. And the rumor's been around for a couple of years. I know Phil McKnight has said it was just a rumor, but it'd be super cool if they did. Because they get a lot of exclusive models that are very cool. And, you know, I know Thoman get a couple of exclusives, but I don't think they have the best relationship with Gibson in particular. There is another one, musicstore.com. Is it .com? Let me just double check that. It might be .eu. Music Store. Yeah, musicstore.com. They're actually really funny because they have their own in-house brand, the same as Thoman have. But their in-house brand is not cheap. Well, they have a cheap version, but they also do like €2,000 guitars. They also do a brand of relic'd guitars for like €200, which is phenomenal that they do that. I think it's crazy that I think they're the only ones doing something like that in that price range. So, you know, that's another one to check out though, Matt. Musicstore.com. They're based in Germany as well. It is a big company. So I will say is if you check them out, sometimes it looks like stuff is in stock and it's not. So just check the delivery date. I think it usually says a delivery date before you actually press the purchase button. And sometimes because they're lesser well known, they'll have stuff longer than Thoman have as well. So yeah, Thoman sell out. Usually musicstore.com still have it. But check them out. They're in Germany. They're well known. They're not outside Germany yet. Mike I with the super chat. Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate that. $6.99 of those Canadian dollars, which pretty cool dollars if you ask me. The plastic money and all, I like that. Have that in Australia too, which is cool. Mike says, thanks Dave for all you do and please keep it going. Thanks Mike, appreciate that. And yeah, I absolutely will keep it going. It's you know, it's one of those things. I enjoy doing the YouTube, but it's it's time consuming. It's very time consuming. So, but thankfully I've got more time on my hands to play with, so it's all good. But yeah, thanks for that. Appreciate it, Mike. You're super cool. Scott says to Al, check out Made in Canada with Rick Mercer, great Canadian TV show. There you go, cool. Ernie says, is it true about Miles singing for GNR on the Tuesday show? It's the first I've heard, Ernie, but I wouldn't mind. But I think he's doing his own tour around Europe. If he comes out, if he's in Dublin on Tuesday and he comes out and does a song, that'd be super cool. But I haven't heard anything. I mean, Axel's singing tonight in Belgium, as far as I know. I know some people who are going so that they can say they saw Axel in concert at some point. I've seen Axel. I enjoyed his performance 5 years ago now, but I'm very scared he's going to be terrible. So if Miles sings for GNR Tuesday, I'll let you guys know. I don't know if I'm going to do anything like videos from the show, or here's them playing one of their songs, here's Night Train or whatever. I don't think I'll do that, but you never know. I might do something from the Marley Park concert venue, because it's a weird one. It's just a field. So yeah, I don't know. It's a very strange, like, it's just a park and they're just like, here, let's throw a concert. Green Day are playing there Monday, Guns N' Roses Tuesday, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers on Wednesday. So I hope they get good weather. Doesn't look like they're gonna. So let's see anyway. But Miles will be cool. And maybe I'll get a look at that Telecaster, a PRS Telecaster, if he does turn up. Who knows? Mar says, I'd give, if you give up because your dog is suffering, maybe you can mail me that slide. I've been dying to know what my Huey would do if I made funny noises out of the guitar. Interesting. Yeah. That's for you guys to work out there. Ryan says, my slide is a piece of pipe cut off from a water heater drain. That'll do the job. Absolutely. Not that I can use it, but that absolutely will. I'm pretty sure I've seen cool guitar players use stuff like that. Mar says, that would make the best WTF did you do to my guitar music video. Huey would totally give me the stink eye on that one, like he got punked. There you go. Well, Huey sounds pretty cool. Ernie says, I was just kidding, Dave. I have a great time on the show. Have you been waiting a while? Right? You have been waiting a while, rock on. You're just kidding about Miles? I wouldn't mind. Miles is a great singer. And I've seen him live many times and I've enjoyed him. But yeah, I've been waiting. I was just thinking that it's almost 3 years since I bought the ticket. It's 2.5 years since I've actually had these tickets for Guns N' Roses, longer than I've run my YouTube channel. That's mental. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the first show in obviously a long time. But now I wish Miles was going to be there. Damn it. Mar says, sure sound better than my slide, which has a cloaking device engaged. Scott says, how big of an ID should a slide have? I believe mine is too small for me. What finger do you use? Not the person to answer that question. Hopefully, maybe Ryan can answer. Maybe Ryan knows. Glenn says, I was watching Gearfest on my TV and listening to Phil on my phone. Jared James was the house band, was half in one and half on the other show. There you go. Interesting stuff. Yeah, I haven't got to watch a lot of it. Hoping to get back to some of it this week. Let me see. Ernie B, my stream froze. Which show is Dave going to now? Still just going to Guns N' Roses on Tuesday. That's the only one I've got booked right now. We'll see what happens though over the next few months. Ryan says, Scott, I used to work at CBC building. I met Rick a few times. Great guy. There you go. Interesting. It's good when you meet these people and they're good people. Al says, Glenn, do you think James was playing Dave's returned guitar? Hopefully not, because it's on its way back to Thoman, and I only dropped it off at the post office yesterday, so I don't think it'll be there. Hope it'd be cool if he was. Although I'm pretty sure he'd look at it and be like, well, who did this one? A trainee or something? Yeah. But good stuff. Let me see. Marge says, Scott, I'll send you advice for sizing. I was just talking to a guy who makes carbon fiber slides and sells on Reverb. There you go. He gave me very good sizing advice. I feel like this is not guitar related anymore. But I'm just kidding, of course. Money Joe says, happy to help, even though Dave missed that I was referencing the dot on his forehead. Hey, listen, that's an issue that I was trying to cover up, but we just won't talk about it. I think I saw some bad binding on it, so I think it was Dave's dud. Hey, listen, Dave's dud is a name for something else. We won't go into that. Sweet. Thanks, Marcia. That's from Scott. Share it on Facebook page and everyone to see. Glenn, but it sounded great, Dave. The Gold Glory, it sounded okay. Yeah, it wasn't bad. You can get an idea of the sound from it in the video, but it sounded fine. It played pretty well, but I know I wouldn't have picked it up because of the issues. Let me see. John says, Dave, instead of seeing Guns N' Roses, you should have saved your money and check out the Glory Hole cover band. I'd rather see Guns N' Roses, John, but thanks. Marcia says, by the way, check out more Gain music on Reverb if anyone is interested in carbon fiber slides. The guy is really great. I can't even afford to buy, but he was still very happy to reply to my questions. Very cool. There you go. Good tip there. Ryan says, yeah, it is. I used to see Gian Gomeshi every day until his legal issues. I have no idea who that is. And says, Ryan, if you looked into Black Mountain picks, guitar slides, they're smaller, looking interesting. I got a couple of thumb picks yesterday. Very cool. Vincent Doyle's here. Nice to see you, Vincent. Says, have you been following the Motley Crue Stadium Tour? Vince Neil is a disgrace, have to say. Can't sing and looks awful. Shows look really boring also. I think Marley Park will be similar on Tuesday. Don't say that, Vincent. Yeah, it's... I haven't heard good reports from the Stadium Tour. You know, Tommy Lee coming out and doing like a chat to the crowd. I mean, okay, Tommy, we like you playing drums, but you know, chill out. But yeah, it wouldn't be one I'd go to really anymore. Yeah, as I've said a couple of times now, I'm very fearful that Axl's going to be terrible, or let's sub. I mean, look, I don't expect him to be 1980s or 1990s Axl, but just don't want him to be. I watched a video last night and I started laughing at how bad he was at one point in a song, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna see this guy on Tuesday. So we'll see. Hopefully, fingers crossed, Vincent, that he puts in a good one in Dublin. Let me see. Scott says, Marja, have you seen the Talia Gibson capos? They're cool. I like them. The Talia stuff is excellent. Did anyone pull the trigger on the new Soldano mini amp? No, I haven't. Again, not really looking at amps. Probably when moving out of this house whenever that happens. Ryan says, yeah, I've seen those, Glenn. I'll pick one up next time. And that's for the slides you're talking about. And let me see. Marcia says, not much. I really feel bad for Tommy Lee's untimely busted ribs, though. That's true. Yeah, not easy to play drums when you got busted ribs. Yeah, autocorrect changed his name to Timmy. I think it kind of works. Timmy Lee. Poor little Timmy Lee. What's everyone's favorite music-related documentary? Oh, good question. Spinal Tap. Ryan says, Extravision, we used to switch to kids tapes with the adult ones there. The one I worked in didn't have any adult tapes, but we had more grown-up-y ones, like, all right, but we never had any actual adult ones. But that is something I would have done. I was that kind of employee in that company. Yeah, that would have been fun. Glenn says, Ryan, if you get one, let me know how it works out. That's for the slide. Scott was like, I was like, who the hell is it's Timmy Lee? Timmy fell down a well and broke his ribs. Yeah, he did that on purpose. One of my favorite docs is Muscle Shoals and Every Night's a Saturday Night with Bobby Seale. Interesting ones there, Glenn. Yeah, very cool. Al says, Timmy was the guy in the wheelchair in Star Trek. Wait, a wheelchair in Star Trek? Didn't they fix all that stuff in the future? They're doing their best to fix it. That's T-Ball says, hi Dave, been a while since I've seen your live chat. Hi T-Ball, thanks for dropping in. Cool to see you, and especially if it's been a while. Yeah, I know, maybe hit that notification bell and all notifications, and then hopefully you can get to come back a bit more. But yeah, YouTube's been a bit of a pain in the arse that way. Sorry about that. Marsha says, Gibson has its own capos. News to me. I'm really curious about the ring slide from back mountain pickups, and with an interesting mechanism that keeps it from sliding. I haven't seen those ones, to be honest. I'm not really sure. Let me see. Muddy says, I have some Black Mountain thumb picks, Marcia. They are pretty good. And he knows what he's talking about when it comes to things. Butcher's Guitars and Greer says, that's what I like, a big chunky neck. It fits my hand after this prosthetic shoulder. There you go. Yeah, look, there's nothing wrong with a chunky neck. It's just slim taper necks are the best necks for me, which means for everybody, right? Probably. Says Marcia, no, they're made by Talia or Taylor, which along with Gibson inlays Gibson inlays woods and metals. Yeah, they're pretty cool looking stuff. So yeah, the Taylor, I keep calling it Talia, but the Taylor stuff is cool. You should definitely check it out. It's expensive though. They also do phone cases with Gibson written on them, and the same ones, which are expensive also. Upstairs to the right, music, enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much, and thanks for joining us. Always good to have you here. Yeah, cool. Let me see. Marcia says, I like the idea of an unobtrusive ring slide, but you can't play on more than 2 strings tops. Playing on more than that won't happen, but it's probably very comfortable. Yeah, could be. You'll have to let us know if you ever get one. And Glenn says, I bought a couple of Black Mountain thumb picks yesterday. I like them. I've never used a thumb pick before, and neither have I. Let me see. Hey, upstairs to the right, music. I saw your video on Epi LP, and that helped push me to buy one. Love it. So that's from Al. Good stuff. Yeah, thanks for that, Al. Super cool. Marcia says it has a red mechanism on the inner side to keep it from sliding off your finger. There we go. Todd Moore says, upstairs to the right, music. Glad you stopped by. Absolutely glad you stopped by. And to pickup Dave, just say no to the middle pickups. Well, if it's a 3 pickup guitar, yeah, there's no need for that. That's just kind of ridiculous. When it comes to humbuckers, anyway. What else have we got here? Al says, Marcia, yeah, I got the email on. I have the thumb picks. When I start learning to slide, I might try it. And Marcia says, Scott is a great mod. I clicked the link and it sent me away from our live stream. Oh, it's a second warning for you there for Scott. I know. It's the second time I've been reported issues. No, good stuff. Just be aware that might happen. Todd says 3 chords, 2 pickups, 1 bald head. Hey, 3 chord Dave has it all, and we don't have it. You don't need it. Yeah, for sure. Maybe that's my new slogan for my t-shirts: 3 chords, 2 pickups, and 1 bald head. Dave, YouTube wants drama. YouTube gets drama for sure. And Marcia says, to upstairs to the right, music. Welcome and feel free to chat. Hope you'll be back and invite your guitar friends. Absolutely. That's always a good thing. Notice all the probs started after his Bogfoot got his promotion. Yeah, interesting actually. Maybe he's deleting the comments. Maybe he's sabotaging it from his... I'd actually believe that if Muddy H2O was doing it, he'd be sabotaging me on purpose. But I don't think Scott would do that. He did get a free guitar just from watching the channel. So I think he's on the up and up, I think. But I'll keep a close eye on him, Todd. Don't worry at all. Ryan says, anyone played the JV Telecaster? Tried one today, and it was the Jocelyn, but the V neck was weird. Haven't played one yet, no, but I'd like to try one for sure. It's always like a Japanese-made guitar. So yeah, it'd be cool to check them out. Marja with the reminder to thumbs up the stream. We're 36. And remember, if we hit 34 in the next 20 minutes, there will be a runners-up prize for the guitar giveaway that we do on the 16th of July. So make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you've hit notifications and hit like on the stream so that there can be a runner-up prize as well. And I'll do my best to make it something cool. Anyway, good stuff. Al says to upstairs to the right music, it looked like you got a gloss on the LP. How did you get that? I'll let you answer that, but I think I might know what went on there. Autocorrect is killing me today. Autocorrect kills me most days, to be quite honest. Matt says, hi Dave, might be worth checking out a Faisley FSST 720 Strat style guitar for the channel. HSS, roasted neck and a bone nut for £102 seems crazy affordable price. Anyone tried them? I've heard about those. The Faisley, I think it's Faisley. I've seen a few other models on different YouTube channels and people talking about them, and a couple of people have said to me I should check them out. So I don't even know who sells them, to be honest. So yeah, it's a good idea, Matt. I'll keep that in mind. And I mean, as you say, £102, what's that going to work out at? Like 120 euros, 125, maybe. So can do that. It's not too bad. D-Ball says, just got a Supro Blues King 10 and a PRS SE single cut, traded out some gear I wasn't using. Very cool. Sounds awesome. Those Supros are supposed to be excellent. I think, Ryan, you got a Supro there that you're happy with as well. So yeah, Supro doing some good stuff right now. PRS SE single cuts. I've never played a PRS SE that I didn't like, that I didn't think was a really good guitar. So yeah, they do a good job with those. Marge says, Scott is clearly threatened by me and is trying to ditch me under the guise of showing me something I'd want to check out. A few moments I saw of the slide was cool now. Absolutely. Todd says, get a Les Paul. Single cuts are sexier than Strats. Ooh, argumentative. As I said, I have a Strat and it stays in its case. So I probably tend to agree with you. But might just go with SG instead. You never know. Yeah, single cut. Nothing wrong with single cut though. Actually, as T-Ball says, PRS SE single cut, that might be the way to go, because those are pretty cool. Sorry, caffeine is kicking in. It's okay, Todd. Caffeine is allowed to do that. Ryan says, Gibson acoustics are generally meticulously checked first, and I've never heard of anybody sending one back. Weird, isn't it? I've never heard of anyone sending one back either. So yeah, I know that conversation was quite a while ago now, but yeah, it's interesting. As it was brought up by Dennis there, I think it just came to my mind. I haven't heard anyone really say anything negative about the Gibson acoustics. I also don't think many people go to Gibson first for acoustics, unless you're going up like high end. So I know they brought out like sub $1,000 ones last year, and I think they sold quite well. So maybe they didn't. I'm not sure. But yeah, you're right. 100% never hear of anyone sending them back, to be honest. And yeah, Ryan, confirming what I was thinking, you got the Delta King 10 and it's a great amp. Yeah, it is. I'm glad you're happy with that, because I know you were looking at the Origin and you didn't like the Origin. So, which is disappointing for me, because I was thinking of getting an Origin. So probably won't get one now. Now that I know Todd wants the Marshall Code from me and he's a big fan of it, you're welcome, Todd. Marcia says, Todd, what do you mean you're always that loud and pushy? No, Todd's cool. Don't worry. Just because he wants the Marshall Code, that's all. He's just anxious, wondering whether he got there first, and he did. It's good stuff. Ryan says, Dave, did you get that Korean Blue Telecaster? I've been looking for that one. I didn't know. I'm trying to hold off until I'm not sure I want that particular one, but also I can't remember where it is. I think it's in the US somewhere. So if I was to buy it, to wait for it to get here, it'd probably mean I'd be outside returns, and well, maybe not, but the import tax and all that sort of stuff as well. So yeah, I haven't yet. I'll sit on it and keep an eye on it. You might have about a week before I make a decision on it. So if you want it, go for it, man. It's a cool guitar. I definitely think if I hadn't bought the Gold Glory, I would probably have jumped on that one, though. It is a cool guitar. Driftwood Guitars did a couple of videos on the Gibson G45. This is from Benny Larson. It says, I would recommend watching those before purchasing. Cool. Yeah, Driftwood Guitars make some very cool videos. So definitely, if they've made one, check it out. Marcia says, Todd, what are you talking about? You're always, oh, that's a repeat comment. YouTube. Thanks, YouTube. Uh, um, Marcia, you're not wrong, says Todd. um, and Scott with a link. That was actually Guitars of the Week, damn it. Oh, Scott, that's a wrong link. Oh my God, I don't know. We're going to have words this week. Todd says, Marcia, the blue telly was made in Korea. Another reason I'd have picked it. Yeah, I really liked it. It's cool. And you don't see too many tellies with maple, flame maple tops, which is another reason that it's a cool guitar. Ryan says, all the BS out Gibson selling lawyer guitars is ridiculous. They sell USA guitars 10 to 1 over custom shop, and the custom shop are more often sold on the second hand market. It's true, but the majority of the problems are in the USA range. But there's also problems in the custom shop. So it's the thing. What I would say is they pump out so many more guitars in the USA range that there's more problems in it. And that's going to happen because there's more of them. But I think there's not the pressure on the custom shop as there is. But no, you're 100% right. Like it is blown out of proportion, the amount of nonsense. But then you look at someone like Muddy H2O, all the issues he had trying to buy his dream guitar. He's literally given them every chance. He's given them more chances than I would have. And it just keeps getting disappointed. And it's not good enough. And those are custom shop level guitars. So the big problem is they need to get their quality control under control. Doesn't matter if it's custom shop or USA. But yeah, the whole thing, I get what you're saying, because people do perpetuate this thing. They make huge amounts of guitars for dentists and lawyers and stuff. And they do make those guitars that are more appealing to people who have more income. And look, Gibsons aren't cheap anyway. So they do make the standard range probably about 10 to 1, as you say. It probably is that number. Just people get they get a lot more attention for the special limited editions and stuff like that. But yeah, standards are still selling. The tributes are still selling. All that. So yeah, you're 100% on that, Ryan. 100%. People says, I'm always trashing Gibson, but secretly I want one or 5. Yeah, me too. I'm actually I will say I'm a Gibson fanboy, but their recent stuff I'm not a fan of. Like I would think a lot, very hard before buying a new Gibson right now. But hopefully the that'll change in the next couple of years. Todd says, Ryan, that blue telly is very cool for sure. See, I like it. I like it. Al says, I don't want a car built on Mondays or Fridays. That's true. That is true. Yeah, Tuesdays are always the best. Scott says, I think that's mutual for most people here, T-Ball. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. And we all want Gibson to be the guitar company that they think they are. That'd be cool if they were the guitar company they think they are. But don't ever forget, and I mentioned this to Muddy H2O actually a few days ago. Mark Agnesi, not so long ago, when he was working at Norm's, had T-shirts that said "Make Gibson Great Again." So he knows that that's what needs to be done. Whether he thinks the job is done or not, I don't know. But I think they're working on it. Hopefully they will. But yeah, we definitely do all want Gibson to be that company. Let me see what we got. What's Scott Buckford said? Yeah, 100%. We're talking about cars now. Cars take longer than a day to make. And Todd says, you never worked for Honda. There you go. I used to have a Honda. It was a great car. The only reason I got rid of it is because it was super expensive to run. But there you go, because it was a big engine and everything. Al says, pulled out my old 63 LP Junior today. Very cool guitar. Still sounds great. If only I could play as good as the guitar sounds. I always have that problem, Al. And I'm sure you're much better, making better sounds with it than I would. Honda aren't cars. Hey, that's, I don't drive a Honda anymore, but I liked mine. I liked it. Which one was it? It was one of the fancier ones. I got a great deal on it. The guy just wanted to get rid of it because of the running costs being so high, and he gave me a great deal on it. I should have known, but it was a cool guitar. Cool car. Yeah, Anyway, as you can see, nearly finished the beer. That's why I can't speak properly. As Glenn often points out, one beer, Dave's out for 2 weeks. PV Undercover Boss had a tech that I think 30 seconds to test 7 boards. That's rushing too much. I agree. That seems to be the Gibson problem. 100%. 100%. All right. Beer's all gone, guys. So we'll see how we get on. And let's see, we've got about 10 minutes to go. Guys, we have 3 likes to get, or there's no runners-up prize on the giveaway on July 16th. So if you haven't hit that like button, please consider doing so there can be a runner-up prize. Jay Connor says, what up to you, Jay? Good to have you here. Thanks for dropping in. And let me see what we've got. Jay Connor's from Paris, Kentucky. Very cool. Nice to see you. Thanks for dropping in from all the way over there. Scott says, I'm no longer eligible to win because I already won. To be honest, as long as I have the wrench, I won't be participating in the giveaways. It don't seem cool to win with a wrench. Yeah, but you know, if you guys know Father Ted, which is an Irish TV show, or I suppose it was made in Ireland, but it aired on a British TV show channel. Father Ted had an episode where the people running the raffle won the raffle. So, you know, just keep an eye out for that. If I win, it was done fairly because I know all the answers. So, wouldn't obviously do anything like that, but that would be pretty funny. T-Ball says, has anyone else stopped getting notifications for this podcast? I didn't get any for about a month. And you're in Baltimore. Very cool. Yeah, look, I think it's a YouTube thing. I think if that has been happening, go in, turn off notifications, turn them back on. YouTube, and I've spoken to other YouTubers about this, seems to be sending less notifications to people, and everybody's views have been down for like the last 3-4 months. So, and it must be because people aren't getting the notifications and are not showing up in the feeds of people who are subscribed. So it's a right pain, and they're doing us a disservice, all of us, viewers and creators. So yeah, my best advice, I think, is to turn off notifications, turn them straight back on, and hopefully you'll get it then too, because then you know, you won't miss it then for the next few months. It sucks when people miss for a couple of months. But you're here now, so hopefully you'll keep getting them for the next while. But thanks for bringing that to my attention. I'm going to try and raise it with YouTube again, but they're not very responsive unless you have 100,000 subscribers. Just the way it is. Mercer says, Todd, so you'd basically pick the Tele because it's MIK. Why not pick a style of guitar you prefer that's MIK then? Although I'm not clear why you generally dislike Teles. Korean guitars tend to be really well made, so I think if you're going to buy one that is whatever style, you're likely to get a good one. Todd says, Birmingham, Alabama, it's 5 p.m. here and Dave is an hour behind on the comments. Am I a full hour behind on the comments? Damn it. I'm actually, it looks like I'm getting close to the end of the comments. I hope YouTube doesn't pump a load in on top of me now, because it did that and that sucked. Glenn says, word on the street is that Muddy got an I heart that guy who plays more than one chord tattoo. I believe he did. It's healing, so he's in a bit of a grumpy mood, but it's fine. It's fine. Wayne McConnell, good to see you, Wayne. And he says, hello from sunny Canada. Sunny Canada is my favorite part of Canada, so glad you're experiencing that today. Actually, my time in Toronto was quite funny because I'd wake up in the morning and it would be like blizzardous snow conditions. I mean, I felt it was blizzardous. You Canadians probably didn't. You were like, oh, it's a light dusting of snow. But it would be snowing in the morning. And by the time I'd get downtown, most of the days I was there, it was sunny again in the afternoon. It was like around March time. The weather was starting to turn good, I was told. It was quite a place. I loved Toronto. It was sucked that I had to come back when I did so soon after getting there. But yeah, I'll have to get back someday. It's nearly 10 years since it'll be 10 years next year since I was there. So I'll have to get back. Let me see. Todd says, Marsha, it's the Tele part I don't like. That's why I play a Korean SG. Teles are cool, Todd. Come on. By the way, I came in close second to Scott Bogfoot when he won the guitar last time. Watch out, people. I'm the front runner here. It's 25.5 inch, but I'm sure I can just cut the neck a bit. Yeah, absolutely. Just chop that bit off that you don't want. Money HMO says, Scott, I have enough guitars. I'll be sitting out. Better chance for others. Yeah, the only problem there is he just has all the wrong guitars, but hey, what can you do? I plan to sit this one out. Actually, how about you, Scott Bogfoot? Plan to honor your pledge. Scott's ineligible anyway, so he can't win the guitar. But yeah, if you guys are sitting it out, that means more chance for other people. But look, if you want to try and win the guitar, everyone will have a fair chance. Trying to make it as fair as possible. Al says, I'll be out of the contest too, as I'll be traveling to Portugal. Well, Portugal's a cool reason to miss it, I suppose. But yeah, very, very cool to be going there. Sad you're going to miss the giveaway though, Al. Let's see what we've got. It's after dumping a load of comments on me, hasn't it? Oh man. Yes, it has. I'm so far behind, aren't I? Dang it. How did that happen? Because I've been talking for nearly 2 hours. Have you guys been just dumping in chats? All right. All right. I hate YouTube so much. I'm never going to get through all these. Be here all day. Thanks, YouTube. Where were we? There we go. All right. Genuinely, there's about an hour's worth of comments to go here. Scott Bogwood, can you make a world map where we can all pin our general locations? Then we will all know where we live at a glance. Isn't this doable with Google Maps? That's from Marsha. That's a good idea, Marsha. Yeah, if you can, Scott, let us know. Because I mean, Marsha has kind of put that one on you, so I'm going to put that on you too. If you feel like doing it, it'd be cool. And Benny says, well, I'm in Vela in Denmark. I don't know, I probably butchered the name of that. Sorry about that, Benny. But Denmark, very cool place. I've yet to visit, but I would love to. And T-Ball says, Dave, how many guitars do you have? I have started downsizing my gear. I fortunately don't suffer from gas. How do you not suffer from gas? That's weird. Right now, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 guitars in the collection right now. Yeah, that's having taken away the 11th one, which has just gone back. So yeah, 10 at the moment. I kind of want to keep it at 10 in the collection at all times. And it does include the one I'm giving away as well. So yeah, it'll go back to 9, which means I'll have to buy another one fairly soon after that. Yeah, 10 is the number. And I do try and play them in rotation. There's 3, 4 that get rotated quite often. But I have to admit, still, and I know, he's going to say something about it, but I'm mostly playing my Flying V at the minute, because once you start playing a Flying V, it's just a different thing. So it's closest to where I'm sitting most of the time, and that's what I'm picking up a lot these days. So yeah, it's a very cool guitar, which I can't wait to show you guys next week. Scott says, Muddy out, hey Joe, that's commendable. You could do a contest and stipulate that you want to go to the second place if you win. That's an interesting idea. Yeah, absolutely. Mar says to Muddy, or you can win it and do your own giveaway with it. Absolutely. And let me see, Canada is well represented tonight. My Temple Audio pedal board and Empress Buffer are from Canada. Love them both. I mean, mother-in-law is from Canada. There you go. Lots of Canadian people on the channel, which is cool. Yeah, love that. Todd says, I won't be participating as I have the moderator gig. I won't. If I won, I could start shit. Yeah, I will. You're not eligible anyway, so that's how it goes. Wow, Dave's pissed. He's dropping F-bombs. No, I mean, yeah, maybe it was a little bit. You did actually, Todd says, Scott, you did actually say after you won the SG, you would sit out the next one. It's true. Yeah, he was excluded anyway. I don't know if you knew that, but he was going to be part of the thing. YouTube heard you might shut down early if you run out of chats, so they reached into the glory hole and dumped them on you. I mean, that's the last time it happened. I'm fearful now that this is just going to be an ongoing thing. Even if I get to the bottom, it's going to dump more in. So yeah, so I'm going to try and skip through to get through as many as we can, guys, because it is quite late. And so, I mean, it's 12 o'clock. Which is usually past my bedtime. But let's see what I hate YouTube. I really do. Dave said Scott never said that. Oh, Dave said that. Yeah, yeah, you're right, Marsha. Yeah, thanks for remembering that. Yeah, Scott is, yeah, he's ineligible either way, but especially as a mod, he wouldn't be eligible. Todd says, I think it's fair. It may have been my idea, but may not have been my idea, but I feel that's how I feel too. Agreed, not my style. I'm still planning giving away the SG at one after a while. And Todd says, I assure you, Mr. Bogfoot agreed to it, but we can bicker over the details later. Why do everybody think, who do everyone think should get a signature for the first time and what brand? He agrees for sure, but Dave definitely said it first before anyone. Yeah, 100%. You get a one-time win, that's it. T-Ball says, just music, no politics. Politics shits on everything. Yeah, it just causes arguments for no good reason, because we've all got our beliefs and shit. And but the one thing we all come back to is we all dig music, and that's the main thing. Todd says, we all know that Dave should have a Gibson Signature B. Yeah, I'd take it. TCDV by Gibson. I mean, if they want to give me a signature, I would do it. Maybe Gibson would make Dave signature guitar. Al, we're in negotiations. Actually, I have been. So the people I bought the Gibson from last year, I have two Gibsons, but the one I bought last year, they keep reaching out to me and be like, do you want this guitar? How about this guitar? Do you like this guitar? I'm rather tempted by one of them, but it's just such a waste because they're not good guitars. You'd have to do a lot of work to get them into good playable condition, and it would cost you probably as much as a good Epiphone. So yeah, no point. Scott says, I'd rather the SG over the money. More of a story to it. That's true. Johan Holstorm. Hi, Scotty and Dave. Hello there to you, sir. Thank you for dropping in. Good to have you here. Says, Marsha, are you officially appointed the channel historian? Not sure what tool that gets you. Scott has the wrench already. Todd, that's a good idea. Marsha could be the official historian. Marsha says, well, not the first time, but I think Avril Lavigne should be the next female signature artist. She had a signature Fender single hum telly. She also plays and records at many Gibsons. Is she still active? She's still like recording stuff? I haven't seen her in years. But then again, I don't be looking for her. So, yeah. Interesting. That would be an interesting one. Marcia says she needs to hook up with Gibson. She has a massive following. Gibson needs more female blood with that kind of pull. I agree. They should do more female stuff. You can't just have. I mean, I think they're probably going to try and make Lizzie Hale the next Slash. That appears to be the road they're going with that. Nothing wrong with that, but yeah, they could get some more ladies in for sure. Dave is being bad again. Dave doesn't have any rules on this channel. Hate to break this to you, but Avril is less relevant than Dave these days. That's what I thought. Ryan says, Avril Lavigne, come on, I'd rather see the Biebs get one. Oh my God. Would go well with his signature Timbits and coffee. I don't know. I haven't heard anyone mention Avril Lavigne in years. That's all I would say. But again, I don't be looking out for her name too often or her music or anything like that. But there you go. I mean, hey, why not? What time is sunset up your way this time of year, Johan? So Johan probably that's right. Al says YouTube slow-mo will slow down the inputs of chat comments. Todd says, oh, I can totally do that. Channel historian at your service. Awesome. Good to know. Marsha and Ryan, I'm going to have to ask both of you refrain from such silliness here. Okay. No refraining from silliness, please. Only 15 thumbs up. Makes sense. You can't see how many thumbs down there is. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. I can check. Oh, that's fine. There's none. Because, people love me. That's why. 3.78. That's the number of liters in a gallon of gas. That's how far back I am. Oh my God, this live chat's going to go forever. Todd says $5 a gallon here, legit. It is like $2.20 a liter here. So multiply that by 3.78 according to Scott, and that's what you're paying per gallon for that. So where's my phone? So yeah, I'm gonna just to answer this, just to bring that point home. 2.2 by 3.78. $8.31 is the rough price. That's in euros, so whatever that is, I'm going to say that $8.25 per gallon of petrol here. So there you go. See, you're doing better than we are. It's always been a lot more expensive here. So there you go. Sunset is early, Johan. All right. Glenn says, "Oh shit, Dave is doing math in his head." Yeah, it's never good. It's never good when that happens. Al says $5 in New Jersey, and Ryan says it cost me 175 Canadian dollars fill up today, and I get a 450 kilometers off a tank. Marcia says, "I didn't say that we all follow our Gibson. Does Gibson care about being relevant? They just care about selling guitars." That's true. I think she was enough of a base in social media following to sell guitars. Let me see. Ricky Compton says, "You have to sign it, Dave." Ricky, if you win it and you decide you would like me to, I will for sure. Let me see. Glenn says, "Dave's almost done with that beer. Sounds like a country song." It would be a cool country song. I'm a night owl, Johan says, Scott. Don't know how I take that. We did double daylight saving time in 1988, and it was light until 12 midnight. Wow. Went to school with a girl from Sweden, and she was like, "There's a time in the summer where it gets dark for 2 hours, and then the rest of the day is just bright." So yeah, that would be a weird place to live with that much sunshine. Glenn says he asked me to work at 3 a.m. Yeah, you beat me for sure. I've never had to, actually have had to start work earlier than this before. But I was young. I was really young, and I didn't care. And I used to go to work having been in the pub, like straight from the pub to work. That's a long story. Marcia, they go with big legacy names nowadays, and she's just not one. Lizzie got her deal because she's a bit more relevance, but but she's a bit more fringe. She's in the fringe a bit. There we go. Yeah, they're trying to bring more legacy names to Gibson right now. But I think they're also going to be bringing a lot more artists in to stuff, because they see how popular Fender's runs are with more modern artists. So I think they will bring stuff like that. So yeah, Johan, get blackout for the bedroom if you want, but we get to use it. I'm a night person as well. Signature guitar. How about a Steve Jones? Oh shit, that would be a Gibson. Never mind. Yeah, no, pretty much a Les Paul Custom is a Steve Jones, isn't it? A white one. But yeah, that would be cool. I'd like to see Jonesy get one. That'd be super cool. Maybe it's a girl thing. She has a guy fan base too, for obvious reasons, but her OG female fans still follow her. She makes good music. Look, nothing against Avril Lavigne, but I do think Todd has a point. I don't think Gibson are cool enough to give her. I think that's what he was saying. Todd says, "I'll have to catch the rest on replay. Gotta get some dinner on. Peace and love to each of you, especially Dave." Thanks, Todd. Appreciate it. And if you're watching on the follow-up, have a good week. See you all next Saturday. Rock on. So yeah, laters to Todd. Good stuff. Al says, "I remember the long sunlit days when I visited Norway as a child. Remember my cousin took me out on the first day when returning to the house. It was 10 p.m. I thought it was 6. There you go. Yeah. Martin says, "I really thought you'd be surprised. I really think you'd be surprised how many new fans she made of her last album and all the songs that she makes for her movies. I really think she had potential to sell more guitars to females." And you could be right. You could be right, 100%. SB, good to see you. Says, "I'm late. Bonamassa hacked my Wi-Fi." I hate when he does that. Taz says, "Marcia, I guess we'll just have to see if Gibson recognizes her with this one. It would be a cool guitar for sure. I'm just not sure if it's on their radar or not." Yeah, you never know. Glenn says, "SB, forehead strikes again." There you go. I was gonna ask soon where you've been for SB. Giuseppe Bonamassa is always making trouble. He is. But you know, he's got cruises and stuff to sell, so you know he has to cause some trouble somehow. Why does everyone always leave to eat dinner? Like, change the time your stomach is hungry. See, dedication. Marcia has it. The rest of you guys need it too. Glenn says, "I have an ultra rare authentic TCD yellow card. I'm open for offers and trade." I don't think they're going to be ultra rare for long. Good stuff, Glenn. Appreciate that. Glenn, I'll trade you a Woodstock VHS. That's Ryan. So it could be a deal to be done there. Yellow card for a VHS of Woodstock. Glenn says, I wish Thoman would open in the US with the Gold Glory, if I'm not mistaken, is $549. Sweetwater price, $749. The price I paid at Thoman was $679. So yeah, that's what it was, $679. But the $549 I think is in UK pounds, which they sell at as well. But I'm not sure how it's being handled. I know if I buy something from the UK, I have to pay import taxes. So I don't know if they fixed that where they're already charging it in the UK, or for Thoman for the UK. But hopefully they've got it sorted out, because it's a right pain on it. It's actually stopped me buying stuff from Anderton's so many times. Let me see. Ryan, are you sure you want to give up that much? I don't want any regrets. Yellow cards are quite rare. Only certain people will be getting them. Marcia says, Glenn, I'm surprised Thoman hasn't opened a US distribution center. Same goes Sweetwater distribution center in the UK. Pretty much sure it's because they can't, because of their licenses. I mean, like, they sell a lot of Harley Bentons, but that's pretty much the only thing that I think they could sell into the US, because their exclusive dealer licenses only allow them sell in Europe, if they're still on the same kind of deals they were years ago. But yeah, it would be cool if both of them did that, to be quite honest, because then folks in the US can get stuff from Thoman, but unfortunately just not everything that they sell. But I was mentioning this to somebody quite recently. If I order something from Thoman, it takes a week to get here. There's no alternative options, no like 2-day shipping or anything like that. And I think it might have been Butch or maybe Ernie recently said that they bought something from Thoman and it was with them like 3 days later. I don't have that option. It'll take 7 days. Doesn't matter what it is. So yeah, it'd be cool if they opened up distribution centers. Ryan says, yeah, it's cool. All the best parts are worn out. Sorry, I didn't catch up on what that is. Benny says, Music Store also does European built guitars in their own brand, Fame. Fame, that's the name of the brand. Yeah, that's right. Under 1,000. Yeah, they've a couple of special editions on the Fame ones that are about 2,000. Very interesting store as well. But yeah, glad you've heard of them, Benny. Definitely one that I think are under the radar at the minute. Glenn says, ultra rare TZD yellow card for the vintage Woodstock tape deal. Benny says, those European Fame guitars are in the PRS style. They are. They look exactly like a PRS. Ryan says, I also have a Planksty record that once belonged to Phil Lynott. Very cool. There you go. Mohammed is here. Hi, Mohammed. Nice to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Johan says, Dave, do you have any Swedish guitar like a Hagstrom or 11? No, I really like Hagstrom, though. I'd like to pick one up at some point. They're definitely on the list for the future. To pick one up. They make some very nice guitars. Mark says, John, we still need to identify a collab app for our band. Can't perform song without songs unless you want to get booed off stage for sucking. That's what happened to me on Guitar Hero all the time. Ryan says, oh yeah, for the slide, most use the ring finger and just match the slide size to your ring size, but just cut a piece of pipe. Dave, what's your favorite acoustic guitar? Mine's a J200 and the Martin D18, even though I haven't touched any of these yet. As I mentioned, I'm not a huge acoustic guitar guy, but to be honest, I think if I was just like off the top of my head, I would go with a Hummingbird, Gibson Hummingbird, maybe something like that. If I was going on the cheaper scale, I know something on the Fender side of things, like it's like super cheap, like a Fender Malibu or something for the crack. But yeah, I'm not 100%, but I'd probably, I mean, this J45 is pretty cool though. If it was going that route, yeah, probably J45 or a Hummingbird or something like that. Probably Mohammed. Thanks for that question. Let me see. What's everyone's opinion on single pickup guitars? I just did a video about one, Mohammed. So yeah, my video during the week of returning the Jar James Nichols guitar. It's a great guitar. It plays well. It does look weird, but I would have got over that in time. But I didn't. The finish was poor. That's why I ended up sending it back. But yeah, it was. They do look weird. But something like, let's say, Les Paul Jr. or an SG Jr. something like that. With one pickup, I think they're cool, and I could get over there's missing parts thing. It'd take me a while. Let's see. Let me see. Glenn says, I've never had a single pickup guitar, but I would like one day. Usually only play one pickup anyway. See, I knew it wasn't just me. Mar says, hey, Mohammed, I'm not a fan. I do think they make sense for most home guitarists. Go read my comments on Dave's Gold Glory video. I explained more there. Oh, there you go. Let me see. Did you see the new Dave Mustaine Alien Tech Green V that was released this week, along with the new Megadeth single and Aussie single? Yeah, saw that, Mike. The actually, here's the funny thing. Thoman leaked that on their website about 6 weeks ago, and I was almost ready to do a video about it being ready to go, and then they pulled it down, and then the guitar didn't come for 6 weeks. So yeah, it's an interesting one. The finish, I'm not sure if I think it's cool or not. But what I didn't know, and I've only found out recently, like yesterday, I think, was that they were limited to 100 guitars. And yeah, those are, I mean, look, there's a whole lot of Dave Mustaine guitars now, isn't there? Definitely interesting stuff from them, though. Mar says, to Glenn, Dave usually plays mostly the bridge. That's true, but he really missed having it there on the Gold Glory. Oh, the bridge was there. Yeah, I missed having the neck pickup. It's not that I wouldn't say I missed it. It just felt to me like, looking at it, I was like, there's something not right about it. So I don't know, because it looks from one aspect like a Les Paul Custom. And you think, okay, so Les Paul Custom, but they have two pickups and a three-way selector switch and all that sort of stuff, and that's missing. So yeah, I don't know. Like I wouldn't say it's a bad guitar. I actually think it's a nice guitar. I like it. I would have got over the fact that those parts were missing, and I would just played songs that I only play on bridge pickup there. But yeah, the finish was the main thing. But yeah, it definitely did just have that weird vibe for me. I'm not going to rush to buy another Les Paul Custom with one pickup, but I'd buy a Junior or something like that instead. Ryan says, my buddy has a 64 Melody Maker, Gibson Melody Maker 1P90, and that is the best sounding guitar I've ever heard. Vintage P90s, they'll do it. Al says, my LP Junior has one pickup. It makes you play differently. It helps you learn to better use the tone knob. That's a very good point. Yeah, playing around with the tone knob does get you quite close to having good use of the of tones, getting good tones out of it. So definitely good. Marsh says, go read my comments in the Go Glory video where I explained why it doesn't make sense for most people. Yeah, look, I get your point there. When you have 10 guitars in your collection, it's fine, because it doesn't matter. You can just pick up the next one and play whatever if you got too big. So it's not that big a deal. It wasn't that big a deal for me. It was, as I say, the main thing being it was just shoddy workmanship. But that's how it goes when you buy Epiphone sometimes. Al says, one pickup also helps to better understand where you use the pick. Yeah, that's true, whether you're using near the neck or the bridge. Benny says, I heard Scott put nylons on the SG. Oof, yeah, he's in trouble for that. I only really play the bridge, but one is strange to me. It needs at least two pickups. Things visually, it is a thing for sure that it needs two. Glenn says, Dave is an anomaly. He only plays one pickup, but when he gets a single pickup guitar, he complains about not having the pickup he doesn't use. I think those three chords are going to his head. Hey, it's fine. No, it's like I mostly play one pickup, but not exclusively. I don't only play in the bridge position, just majoritively. So yeah, just to clear that up, I do occasionally use neck pickups, and then but I don't miss them until they're not there, apparently. Anybody live close to a guitar manufacturer? I live within a mile from where Garrison guitars were built in the late 90s before Gibson bought them out. I don't, but my pal Marty, ManapiaGuitars.com, I think it's .com, builds guitars himself. He's a very cool luthier, and he fixes up my guitars when I need him to. So yeah, he does some great work, and you should check him out. I might try and get him on the channel at some point. Marsh says, Scott, did you see what I said on the topic of Skull Glory video? It really doesn't make sense for most home guitarists for several reasons. Plus, I agree, it looks strange. Go read my comments. Go read Marsh's comments, or she's going to come after you, I think. Oh, good, Marcia. Ryan says, I'm only kidding about Avril, by the way, Marcia. I enjoyed one of her songs in the first 3 times I heard it. Yeah, everyone thought that was good the first time. Scott, your silence on those nylons is quite damning. It is. It is actually. Very interesting point. I live 2 hours away from Martin Guitar in Pennsylvania. That's cool, and yeah, less than 2 hours away. Might be worth a trip to take a tour of the factory if they do one. Glenn says, Todd, I'll trade a yellow card for the Marshall code. I'll send Ryan the red card I'm about to get. You're very close. You can't trade your yellow card. It sticks. It's on your permanent record, Glenn. So, you be careful. Um, Ryan says, Glenn, I don't have anything that valuable to trade. There you go. Marshall codes, they're super, super a thing. Remember, and it's cool. Even if you weren't kidding, we all have our likes and dislikes. It's true. Mohammed says, do you all prefer the PRS Silver Sky or the Fender Strat? Having never played a Silver Sky, I'm going to say a Strat, but PRS guitars tend to be very well made. Not always the case. I know there's a couple of people in the group in particular have had bad experiences, but I'll be honest, I think that was down to the retailers. And I think if David's here, he will know what I'm talking about. Quite famous retailer sold him a guitar. He sent it back because it was damaged, and they put it up for sale again. I can't go into it because they have a YouTube channel, and they I don't want to be called out for calling out YouTube channels. So there you go. Actually, as the channel historian, I was the first to ever request the Marshall code. I was also the first to request the Gibson. Just saying. Actually, you weren't the first to request the Gibson. I got about the first day that video went out. Within an hour, I had about 10 requests for that guitar. You were in that first 10. You were, but you weren't the first. But you were definitely in that first 10. Anne says, Glenn, yes, they have tours and are excellent. They have a museum too. Museum would be cool. Scott says a Strat, but only because I always wanted one. There you go. Benny Larson says, seriously, before buying a Gibson acoustic, watch those Driftwood Guitars videos. I'm guessing they have some negative things to say, Benny. But definitely, not a bad idea to watch those videos. Fender Strat, I can't unsee a Strat while looking at a Silver Sky, but the PRS is probably better. I think that it depends. There's so much history and so much in a Fender Strat, because they have so much experience making them that you would think that they'd be better at it. PRS makes some great guitars, so who knows? Mohammed, I used my Made in Mexico Fender Strat as part of buying the Silver Sky SE. Like the SE better, can't say about the main Silver Sky and an American Strat. There you go. Mohammed says, Dave, what's your favorite amp? I don't really have one yet. I want to get more into amps because one of my big purchases I'm planning when I finally move out of this house is a good amp. I'm gonna be controversial maybe and say Vox AC30 is probably, if I walked into a shop today, that's the one I'd go to. No particular reason other than I always think they sound great. So that's that. But again, I wouldn't trust my opinion on amps. That's just it. Let me see. Muddy H says Gibson should get into the eyeglass business. Their QC guys would benefit greatly. It's true. Let me see. Dave, what are your thoughts on Hondo? They've just done it again. They just dumped a load more comments on me. All right, guys, I'm going to go until past, and then I'm going to have to call it. It doesn't matter where I am in the comments, okay? I'm sorry. It's just there's at least another hour's comments after being dumped on me there, so I just can't get through them all. So we'll go to past. We'll go about 6 more minutes, and I'll do my best to get through as many as I can, I promise. Let me see. What's your thoughts on Hondo, not Honda? Never played one. Never really come across them. So, yeah, I think that's a cool brand though. I'd like to get my hands on one to try, but never actually played one. Let me see. We're talking about Hondas. That's so long ago. You're just kidding about the Honda. They're very good. There you go. See, I knew it. Hit the like button. Not much time till Trogley starts. Damn it. Someone always has to mention his start times. Our Civic is so low to the ground and hard for me to get out of. It makes me feel so old. There you go. That's another thing. And Money H. says, I got a TCD tramp stamp last week. That's his second one. Ryan says, Father Ted with the car. And Dougal trying to fix the dents was hilarious. That whole show was great. Yeah, absolutely. Glenn says, I noticed Geek Lord releases his Saturday vids just after 7 Eastern. Fear to Dave. Yep, I'm just going to say, I think he knows my release schedule. Cut the bottom of the neck, not the headstock side. There you go. Tips from Scott, and he's an official moderator, so he knows what he's talking about. The best Father Ted was Ireland's largest lingerie section, from what I understand. That is the best one. That was a Christmas special. Look up that what Ryan has put there. Father Ted, Ireland's largest lingerie section on YouTube, guys. It's hilarious. Benny Larson, Father Ted was a great documentary series, amazing insight into the life of average Irish people, average Irish priests mostly, but yeah, absolutely, it's a very good show. Glenn says, better get another beer, Dave. YouTube is making up chat to mess with you. I think that's true. Marcia, that's a great idea. I have no clue how to do it, but we'll look into it for sure. That's for the map. That'd be cool. And Scott, Marcia says, I've seen it done. I have no idea either. I think people can post their location. That'd be cool, actually. Yeah, definitely. So we could get an idea of where people are in the world. I posted mine. I'd post mine with my Glory Hole shirt, obviously. Obviously, that's a cool one. Yeah, Glory Hole shirt. Maybe they'll make a comeback someday. Who knows? Very limited in runs for those, though. Dave just got a notification from Geek Lord. He's dumping us and saying it's midnight as an excuse. We know better. Not at all. Someone was trying to call me. Someone who I would never not take their call called me, and I had to just let them know that I was busy with my peeps. Grandpa Joe, let me see. Marcia says, or Grandpa Joe says, I think what you're looking for is called Z-Maps. There you go. So that's an idea. I'm sure there's lots of things to do it. There you go. Beaver's Coffee and Timbits. That's funny. What we need is a Frank Sinatra signature guitar. That'd be interesting. Scott says 3 hour Dave. It's getting pretty close to that already. I'll take a Sinatra signature guitar as long as I can have it my way. That's comment in a night, Glenn. Well done. That's brilliant. Dave, this might be a chance to get a free Gibson. Tell them you want to show it on your channel. Honestly, I don't think I want to pay for it. Yeah. Dude, and Mark says, dude, you're in a position to negotiate and then tell him you want a second for a giveaway. It'd be interesting. I don't know how I feel about doing a giveaway for a Gibson, because you can't stand behind their quality at all. So yeah. You never know. So anyway, but I could say to them, look, I'm doing a thing about your guitars. The last Gibson video I did got 30,000 views. They might want to do something. Yes, Avril just released an album a few months ago. Did she? She hooked up with the people like Travis Barker. All right, well, she must have been desperate. Avril's hooked up with most musicians from what I've heard. This is right. Not hooked up that way. Listen, we've all heard the rumors. Probably like the dude from Sum 41. There you go. Uh-oh, Glenn Bailey, why do you ask? I'm scared to hear the answer. Derek Whitby used to rent a house near my parents' place years ago. My dad called him Little Troll Kid. There you go. Dave, any new Bonamassa news, or was that one picture it? That's it for now. Closer to the time, which it'll be around October when they're coming out. So that's what we've got there. Marcia said Dave should sign a control panel with the special TCD sticker if someone wants it on giveaway guitars. I've seen someone put a little plaque in there. I'll figure out something. Yeah, it's a good idea. Hit the thumbs up for sure. We hit 40, by the way, 40 likes. So I got to come up with a giveaway for a runners-up prize. It won't be a guitar or anything like a guitar, but it'll be something. And we'll do our best. gotta think about that. Dave, you should do a special video to catch up on all the comments so you can go back to bed. Or you can go to bed. You never know. Once I end the stream, I suppose I could just go back to the replay. Someone here probably didn't click that like. Please do it. That's true. Good idea. I seem stressing out from comments. More comments will drop from the hole. Honestly, I'm getting to the point where I think they're about to drop. even more. Poor Dave, we don't shut up. He'll never catch up. I don't think I'm going to catch up. This has been the longest one ever. I don't know how this has happened. But there you go. Anyway, because guess what just happened? um, Load more comments. All right. I think that's it now. I think that's the last because it hasn't gone as bad as it was last time. All right. Let's see if I can get through these really quickly. Poor Dave. That's that one. What? No, I didn't. Oh, no, mostly two pickup day. There you go. It doesn't have the same ring to it. For like the secret is out, you might as well own up to it. That's to Scott. Scotty Boggy, wake up. We said this like 5 minutes ago. Ooh, there we go. Does Marty DeLuthier drive a DeLorean? I wish he did. I really do, but no. I think Scott is in a different time zone and it's the day after tomorrow. There, hope Dave's paying you overtime. Don't remind him about getting paid. AC30s are sweet, yeah, for sure. I like the sound of Box, says Glenn. That's interesting. And then he just randomly says Vox afterwards. I don't know if that's related, but you like the sound of Box. That's cool. Scott says, thanks for a great show, Dave. You'll probably not get this far. There you go. See, I got there. I feel like I can get to the bottom. I'm going to keep going. Hopefully get there. Dave will have to watch the replay to catch up on the comments. Anne says, Dave, thank you for a great chat. Everyone have a great weekend. Yes, I got to the bottom. He really needs to catch up on the chat vid. And Dave, you'll be reading these next week. Scott says we could start putting at in front if you want Dave to read. Then he can choose to skip over the comments. Slow chat kind of sucks from a viewer point, though. I really want a 60-watt catalyst if someone wants to help me out with that. That'd be cool. Glenn says, that's a good idea. That way he's not reading the chat between us. And Dave with the speed reading. Doing my best. There's Benny says, everybody, if you're stuck at home fancying some live music, remember there's loads of festival content here during the summer, including live streams. ARTE concert on YouTube has a bunch. Very cool. Thanks for that, Benny. That'll come in handy. And if you can't leave the house and you want some live music, try Dat Flies, various artists in concert and club gigs. And Scott says, I got paid in advance with an SG. Good point. Guys, I hit the bottom of the chat, so that I'm going to end the stream before it get dumps more in on me. Thank you so much for sticking with me. It was a nightmare technologically because YouTube with its comments and everything, and Ecamm didn't help me out on it either. But thanks so much, guys. It's been super cool, as it always is. You guys have been great, and I did my best. So thanks, guys. It's been super cool. I'll be back to you another video on Monday. Yeah, guitar wish list, of course, will be Monday, and then we'll have all the usual stuff this week. And look out for the Flying Bee video. Hopefully Thursday I'll get it out to you. And what else are we doing? Oh, I might not get it out Thursday. I just remembered if something I might be doing. Anyway, have a good week. I'll do everything I can to get you as many videos this week. And I'll see you next week for Chord Dave Live number 38. I can't believe it's been that long. Anyway, take care, guys, and good night.